And that is welcome to our session number 93 or season 5 episode 4. It's been an interesting fortnight since we left our characters in dire peril, with various options being discussed to unparalyze them or make it worse. Sure, there's always a chance to make it worse.
Always an option.
Okay, so I'll start online with Jeremy.
Good evening, all. I'm playing Atruaghin, the Atruaghin tribesman who has grown up from being a mere watchman and has now become watchman for the clans and lawkeeper and shaman, as he's got a bit too old for the standard fighting and raiding that would normally go along amongst the tribes, including having become designated chieftain by Atruaghin himself of the new dragon tribe.
And I'm sure that will be a roaring success if he survives long enough.
If. There's always the ifs.
Well, he could end up barbecued after all.
He was sent out in the world to find out more about it, and hey, one thing about this particular location, there certainly seems to be some connection with the Atruaghin's past.
Yes.
Or the tribesman's past, I should say.
It is, which is always interesting. Yeah.
So at least you'll die trying to fulfill the quest.
So at the table today we have Paul,
who is Lull, the clan head of a new clan that goes by his name, diplomat, healer, warlock, pretty boy, sharp dresser, and great at first impressions.
Second
And
one's
soon to be war leader.
Second one's only good.
Well, I believe he's the one who went in the other entryway.
Oh yes, he did.
So
the dragon.
Yes.
no matter which way things go, he shouldn't be toast. He might just be dead. Completely different.
Or trapped to live out a very long, slow death.
Also, yeah,
Well, especially if he tries to activate the gateway.
yes.
Tolicus.
Then we have Jeff.
Sorry. Tolicus, gambler, rogue, hero. The son. Not so much Elvis.
Well, no one knows you did it.
No.
Paul's in our current perilous position at the instigation of one of the other players.
Yes.
Not mention any names there, Jeremy.
So,
No, good all.
Did Jeremy leave off the fact that he's a bad influence then in his introduction?
No, he's just providing suggestions that characters would normally follow.
yeah.
Being a bad influence, yeah.
That brings us to Kesley.
I am playing Lonnie, the Makai human fighter, weapons master, tank. Here to gain as many titles as possible and hopefully not die.
So you're going to add Tomb Raider to that very soon?
I really think you should have a scroll.
I was going to say.
Oh, I can do that for you.
Do a scroll.
Have it nicely written.
But yeah, I've one of the things I've put into my downtimes is a calligraphy toolkit.
I think I might end up like
learning
printing
calligraphy.
off just like a paper that looks like a scroll, and then I'm just gonna start adding names to it as I go. Type of thing. So if I survive, it'll be Lonnie the Tomb Raider.
Doing.
Eat your heart out, Laura Croft. So
That's why I suggested it.
absolutely.
Then it's Ariadne.
So a pair of pistol
Playing
crossbows.
Pelcrix, the white dragon with the jazz wings, and the coffee gnome companion, Brindlewaffle Brewmaster, and her plant companion Eep, who sits on her horns. She's technically a white dragon, but just like her figure, she's got a few black scales and they're adding up now.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's gotten just a bit too friendly with the Queen of Darkness.
Well, friends have their benefits.
it's just a bit dirty. That's what you get for running around ancient tombs.
Even after polishing.
Just going through an emo phase, it's fine.
Yes.
It's not a phase, Mom. Okay.
That's a point. They'd be black but not shiny. They look like patches of shadow.
Ooh.
Technically it's
So it'll be more matte
So you're
rather
not.
than shiny.
Well,
So you're
actually,
not going to end up looking like a black dragon.
maybe
Most of
not.
it would be black dragon because the shadow is more of an advanced dragon.
True.
So there is a type that is non-reflective black, and that's not coverage.
Yes. I'm not
Yes.
potentially one day were she to decide
To follow
to
that.
commit herself down to that path.
It's like the metallics are an advancement on the chromatics, the gemstones are an advancement on the metallics, and the elementals are an advancement on the gemstones.
Yeah.
And shadow is one of the elements.
She's a sooty white dragon.
It's pretty cool.
As long as she's not a void dragon, we're probably fine.
Depends on whose side she's on.
Void dragon, probably you're right.
There are a lot of interesting dragons out there.
I don't know if she wants to make friends with the void.
Just offer it coffee.
The void will take off.
I was gonna say she
Nature
offers
dragon.
everything coffee, so it would depend on whether or not the void would accept coffee. If they do, then yes, she would
feel
attempt
like
to make friends with the void.
If the void answers, then
You're in
I
trouble.
think you're a little too far gone.
Hopefully for now.
Yes, if the void answers back, get an atonement spell done.
I'm sure the void always answers. Silence is considered an answer.
Yeah. No.
If you're yelling to the void, do you technically get an echo?
No.
Or because
the
it's
whole
a
point of it.
void, you don't get anything?
In void, you won't get anything because the only way to get an echo is for there to be something for it to bounce off. Of course, if you do get an echo when you yell into the void, run.
Yes.
It means you're already dead.
Well, it means there's something there for it to bounce off, and
You're a
it's pretty
whole
damn
load of
close.
trouble.
Yes.
Probably too late to run.
Yeah.
So, we'll have our characters. They are out in the desert trying to recover an archaeologist for Redrian, and they spend 2 sessions getting the archaeologist out and reviving her. 3 sessions. 3 sessions getting the archaeology out and reviving her. I forgot it was session number 3 where you revived her. And then they decided to go back in to see if they could find out what was hidden behind door number 5. And they managed to get all the way to door number 5 without actually causing any problems. And then problem.
It was not a brand new car.
No.
Indeed, it may be a lemon. In
Tad
which
bit of
case,
an
we want our
itchy.
money back.
And so I guess we're determining what order people have ended in. We for sure ended where Lull and Lonnie made their way in on one side.
I was going to do an initiative and then ask people based on what was happening last session, where you decided to have your character end up.
Okay.
So you don't have to end up where we ended last session. You can change it, but
Yes. It's an Ifrit that we've got to deal with.
We have.
you had just managed to avoid the Ifrit. I'm happy to say that much because that did happen, and that happened before you decided to have some sticky fingers.
Okay. So we avoided the Ifrit, all got into one of the 2 rooms that led to the final cut, well, which was the next chamber anyway. And Draknima sacrificed one of his stone axes that he'd been carrying around since he first left the tribes, or first sent to watch over the younglings in the tribe. We then opened up the other side of the room, in the case of the group that was in Atruaghin's area, and we were heading out that way, but someone decided to collect something on the way through.
That was correct.
Perfectly reasonable.
Perfectly reasonable. So I'll ask everyone to give me an initiative roll.
Roll low. Roll low. Oh, that's good.
Something hit the floor.
Me.
So what was Tolicus's
Draknima,
I got it.
was
I rolled a 4, so that makes it a 14.
and Draknir?
I rolled a 14, so I get 20.
And
16.
Calcrix is on 16.
I don't get to 10.
Probably not quite so vital at your end.
No.
So Luell got
Well, I rolled a 2. I'm trying to find what I'm editing to, but it's going to be like 8 at best.
and Lani
15.
15.
This gives you guys a chance to get down the corridor before I beat the money.
Yes.
So I'll be able to escape whatever death cap happens when
So
I
you're-
take the coin.
Yes. You're just working on making sure that when it gets to my turn, there's something for me to do, i.e. heal people. That's how it works?
We're on the other side.
I don't know. He's just waiting till last so no one actually sees him collect some of the coins.
No.
It's probably my
I bet
goal.
I did resist.
And I was talking about me.
Yeah, I know.
That's what
I'm
I'm
going for last.
But you're not in the same room, so
No, that's true. That's true. But yes, I very carefully managed to make the roll to avoid snarfing any of the money.
Did, when Dracnima sacrificed his axe, did that open doors in both chambers?
no. Only
Right.
opened it in the one you were in.
Because I thought, well, at least that's all that we don't know about, but yeah. The others haven't necessarily opened the door to get out of their chamber yet, have they?
Luo opened it
Or did they
by...
sacrifice something already?
So
Yeah.
what was Luell's bonus?
You sacrificed?
Oh, for initiative. I was right. It was actually 8 as a total.
8 is the total.
6 isn't bad.
I was going to say, like, according to my
I've got a
notes,
bonus
it
for
was
my cloak.
actually...
Ah,
Luell and I, we had our door open first, and then it was
Okay.
Tullius
after that.
tried, and then Dracnima,
Right.
who actually opened it. So our side technically unlocked first.
Yours was already unlocked? Marvellous.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to the point where you all unlocked everything. So
So we're at the top of the stairs.
you're all at the top of the stairs. We have the
Okay,
map
so
roughly
where's the
here.
map?
You're in room number
Right.
8 and 9. With Luell and Lani being in 8, and everyone else being in 9. It's 8 here,
Yeah.
and that's 9 there.
Right.
So there's the hallways
And
connecting it to the middle room.
Yes.
The
The,
middle room,
hallway
yes.
is the stairs.
Your stairs going down.
There's a door at the top.
So there's a
Okay.
door
So
here, a door
technically
here,
we're
and
in
a
the
door
same
here
room,
on
we
each
can't
of
see
them.
each other.
Yeah, you're in those rooms.
No, if we go down those stairs.
If you
Yes.
go down those stairs, yes.
But there's-
they
there's
were
the-
told that they would both doors needed to be open for you to proceed.
Yeah.
So that's why you went in both ways.
Yep.
And who's first up?
So I will go with Dracnomir. You've laid your axe. You've seen the door start to open fully.
Let's go. And he'll start heading through.
Okay, you start.
Watching to see, like that, taking a look through the door just to make certain the coast is clear.
It's the stairwell
And then
down
moving.
with the first light source you've seen in the place not provided by you guys.
So
Ah.
we haven't made our offering?
This is basically saying the offering had just been made.
Made.
Yeah,
The
right,
door
okay.
had opened, and
Yeah.
I sort of rewound back to that point because
Okay,
it was late last night,
Yeah.
last session.
Yep.
And then it would be.
And so yeah, so then he confirming that there's nothing actually on the stairs blocking the pathway. He will start heading down the stairs to allow space for others to follow.
And the good thing is, each of those
If we don't
squares
know-
are 10 foot.
Because the Atruaghin is still technically coming behind us at that
Yeah.
stage, isn't it?
No, the outer door had shut at the top of the stairs leading into the room 7E and 7D.
Oh, okay, right.
Right.
so
So
how
until we
many feet
sacrifice
is
people,
stairs?
we're somewhat trapped.
How many?
How many feet is stairs?
That's
20
It's 20 feet across, but it would go down about 15 to 20 feet.
So a single move will get to the bottom of the stairs. And possibly the sun.
And there's an inner chamber in there like they were in the other outside chambers.
Yeah.
And these guys got their door
I'm
open first,
happy
so
to
they
get to
go
the
right
bottom of the
first.
stairs.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I'd say they
it's-
opened around the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, Calcrix, you see Dracnomir head down the stairs.
I would follow.
Okay. You go and start following down. You also see that it's well lit down there, which is surprising considering everywhere else you had to carry your own light source.
Yeah.
So it is a notable feature of the room that it is well lit. Which is also not unusual if it's dedicated to the sphere of energy, which is where light is predominant.
Yeah.
Then it is Lani's go on the other side.
I will tell it's I guess being human without dark vision. I know dark vision you can still tell if it's lit or not. But I would say without dark vision, I was like, oh look, it's finally lit. I'll go ahead just to suss it out. But keep close. And I'll walk down to the bottom of the stairs.
Yes.
Yep.
I'll be ready as always to back you up.
You do notice the light has more of a red shift to it. So.
And that's different from energy?
Well, that is the predominant
is
color of energy.
Okay. That's all.
It means it's running away from you really fast.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yes. Yeah, if you sort of think about it, for people at this level, the concept of concentrated energy would be something like lava or a bonfire.
Yeah.
You get red either way.
And red also being the predominant colour of the sphere of energy is an important thing.
Yes.
Whereas if it was a green light, it would be the sphere of matter.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a blue light, the sphere of time.
Yeah.
If it was a white light, the sphere of air. And if it was the equivalent of a black light, the sphere of entropy.
Well, we don't know about the black light.
So we can't see anything but the whites of our eyes glow.
Oh no, it shows up a lot of stuff, just not what you want.
Yeah.
There's a concept of black light here. Actually does illuminate everything.
Yeah.
But it will illuminate things in ways you don't like it.
Yeah.
Such as showing people's flaws first. Concept of entropy is not always evil, it's about change.
Yes. Which would actually be a really scary way to have a void dragon. Have that be the reflection on its scales.
Okay, so Lani makes it down, and Lani also hears the sounds of steps echoing around the chamber. So you put your foot down, you hear the sound of footsteps. You don't think you're not sure if it's your footsteps or someone else's footsteps.
Can I do a perception?
Sure.
Jack Dimmock's naturally pretty quiet when he's walking down anyway. So.
Yes, but you've got a dragon coming down behind you.
I got
Happy with that? That's right.
13.
13. It reminds you of claws on stone.
Alright.
Nothing terrifying whatsoever.
That's all right. That's got to be safe.
Well, it depends. If it's
Can I do
behind
a wisdom check for myself to see if I can put 2 and 2 together that I knew there was another door and I know about Calcrip? 10. I feel like I'm not thinking about anything.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Paranoia is the proper response.
Wrong genre. Okay.
Yes.
Fortunately, I have enough hit points so if you accidentally shoot me, I should be okay.
I'm just gonna have a.
They do have a building between them.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a building between us. I'm just gonna have a weapon.
Well, that's the thing. Lani's got. She can't see it.
Like I'm gonna have a weapon ready, but not ready to strike. Just ready for defense.
So, the real problem is that she's not here in Calcrix.
No.
Well, yeah, that's true. It may not be.
Yep.
Yeah, it depends. Is the sound behind us or in front?
Well, it's echoing. Echoes are always fun. So, with that in mind, then it is Tolicus's turn. And Tolicus, now, you don't have to actually take the money if you don't want to.
I'm going to spend my action examining the room and the pictographs, looking for any other doors or hidden things.
Looking for the most valuable item.
Okay, so
or how to get to
me
it.
a perception.
Yes. I'll be looking at.
Fuck's sake.
I'll be looking at the same stuff, but for the contents of it.
That's one of those common phrases when I roll dice these days. Yep.
Well, at least it's not goddammit, because that will bring other connotations into the game.
Yes.
And you have to be like, we all have a couple gods popping up. Just like, which one you mean?
Well, I've had people do religion rolls to see if the gods respond.
Perception.
Yes. But yeah, that concept for a void dragon,
Realize we're
hypergoth,
moving out.
that would be so cool.
You do explain how.
13.
13. You see what appears to be a hole glittering with light. You think it's got some missed treasure down it. Very much Scrooge McDuck sort of pit.
Well, that's my action anyway, doing a proper review of the place.
Yep. But you can still move.
You can still move.
I'll move closer to the pit, but I won't actually take the item here because I'm going to have to take
Okay,
the traps.
moving closer to the pit, and you still get to
And
move
then
down
you
there.
can dash action bonus and move again. Dive down the
Oh,
pit.
shush.
I'm
This would be helping again.
Jeremy, I'm falling for it, mate.
And when you get to the edge of the pit, you see that it seems to be full of lava.
Oh,
But the heat doesn't rise out of it.
Warm money.
So there could be a dragon somewhere in here. Keep him warm.
You think that at some point something breaks the seal.
There would be far too much heat.
And it would be a bad time.
I'm going to see if there's any mechanism, but I have to wait now because I think it's my action.
That is good. And then we're on to Lull,
Who is going to do the same thing as Telecus did. Going to look at the walls, the ceiling, the floor, whatever else, for an entirely different purpose. Looking at the contents of the engravings. What does this place mean? What does it say?
Well, returning back to what the archaeologist had talked to you about last session.
Sorry?
Pause for a sec, guys. Talking again what the archaeologist had said last session is that it's all about offering something to the hero or noble you want to honor who has died as it relates to helping them pass to the afterlife. This is the chamber of offerings for nobility and royalty, because only the nobles were expected to advance into the sphere of energy. That's where most of the pharaohs resided.
Okay.
And a
So
lot of
so it's going to be the sort of thing a noble would do as well for that.
And this would have been in the culture before, because the sphere of energy and fire is now looked down upon in this area.
It dominated this region because most of the pharaohs were honoring fire above everything else.
Yeah.
And some of them became gods of fire.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yes. But what we have to do is it's got to be based on our own culture, not necessarily theirs.
Yeah.
So I think we could probably go either way. We're better off with our own.
But as this was built by those people,
Yeah.
their beliefs were imprinted on the wall.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
You don't believe it's what is required.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
what I'm
the
saying.
belief was.
Yeah. It's they've got this. This is what they're saying, but it's reverence one of your own ancestors. It
And
doesn't say reverence one of your own ancestors in our culture.
It's very
So-
much the epic hero sort of thing.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And this is a noble being noble and doing hero things.
And by the looks of things, not many of the Nithian nobles reach this level of honor.
So possibly only the royals. and
You
things like
would
that.
expect maybe 1 a year.
No,
if
that's a
lucky.
point. It would have to be a royal or a noble who is also a hero,
Yes.
who would have to get to here.
Yes.
And
If they weren't horrific, a hero enough, they would go to one of the other chambers.
yes, yes, and being both a noble and a hero is rare.
And basically, it's also you'd think People's Champion also had to fit in there as well,
Yeah,
because it wasn't just you were powerful enough to defeat things. You had to inspire. If you couldn't inspire the people by your actions, and it had to be the people, not just other nobles,
yeah,
then you weren't really the epic hero. It's,
right. So a famous unionist would be great.
yes, or it could even be a person who invents the equivalent of publication on a mass
Cool.
scale.
Something to get a lot of regard and reverence from a lot of people,
Or the person
and regarded as
who creates a poem that gives a lot of people hope, and
But is considered the actions of a noble, even if they're not one. Yeah.
but it's more the
Not-
epic hero than the noble. But
Yeah.
very few people who
Yeah.
weren't noble had the chance to become.
That's true. It takes a noble to be able to afford to get that good.
Time and resources.
Yes.
From the
And-
cultures
and
you come,
servants.
from the elven cultures you come from, nobility didn't reach that heights very often because they were so busy serving the people.
Yeah.
They didn't get the chance to go out and do this sort of stuff.
Yes.
So
but-
from your culture's perspective, it's a little at heights.
Yeah, but you've also got things like serving the people in a big way, as a noble or not, but you get something like, say, one of the kings of Alfheim, particularly if they aided everybody or defended Alfheim against some nasty.
Well, the first king of Alfheim became a god.
Yes.
So he was
Well,
the...
that's what I was actually going to aim at, was him.
He is
Or Ilsenor.
literally the epic hero of the elven people.
Yeah.
Ilsenor less the epic hero.
Yeah, true, actually. True. The first king of Alfheim would be a better choice.
Because Ilsenor was more the wise scholar, whereas the Red Arrow
course.
Melodil was the inspiring hero
Yeah.
and founder of Alfheim.
Yes. Of course, there's always... Who was the first bearer of my sword?
That would be Drazel.
First elven hero bearer of my sword. Has Drazel got his own bloody symbol on the thing now as the first one?
No, but it's done in his honor.
Yes.
But the fact that it's got the draconic thing instead of which it didn't have beforehand is
Yeah.
because of him. So he was literally the first bearer of the sword.
Yeah.
It resembles the first bearer.
Yeah.
So they don't always get a room.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I will go for the first king of Alfheim as resonating rather better with myself.
And yeah, so you would have memories of the stories of him going through you as you're going down.
Yeah. How to present it though? I think there is going to be a heroic poem or song based on him and his actions. I will perform that.
Okay, keep me
Because,
informed.
yes, because I have been doing downtimes. I've actually gone most of the way through them now. And two of them is, first up, performance. Second up, in the same set of downtimes, singing. And dancing. But I'm not going to do interpretive dance
I loved my buds who did that.
entertaining.
for this one.
Since
right?
we're not
I
there.
loved my buds who could do interpretive dance.
Oh yeah.
I was told I could never do it until I actually mock did it for the GM, and the GM went, okay.
I love it.
Yes.
I probably regretted asking you to do it.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
I was insisting on doing it after that.
Yes.
It was fun. I am the tree, I inspire people.
What are you trying to do?
He's
Right.
trying to honour his ancestors.
Yep.
One of
The
his
first,
ancestors.
the first king of Alfheim,
Okay.
who was a king of Alfheim
There's
and
why.
and an epic hero.
Because
it's
The
got to
door's
be
already open.
no the
the
You already
internal
made
door's
a-
already open, you're already
You already made a
given an offering.
sacrifice.
I thought that the thing in the middle, I thought that hadn't opened up yet.
Well,
No,
basically,
no,
I
not
put us
yet.
back to these
yeah, I
rooms.
know that.
And you're in here at the moment having a look around.
All right, so we
Okay.
haven't actually left the room.
Lani
All right,
Lani has left
I
the
have
room.
made the decision on what I'm going to be doing there, and I will follow Lani out of the room.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you head down the stairs and meet Lani at the bottom of the stairs, who's looking around very nervously with weapons out.
You heard something?
Tip taps. I don't.
You don't hear anything that she's hearing at this stage. Well, he's been so busy looking at the words, he's completely zoned out the noises.
Yeah.
He's in the zone.
This is for like the Rocky Balboa theme is playing, but it's just for like reading.
Some people get in the zone.
Yes. I do have the write-up for a version of an Ironstone that's basically gives you background music.
Music as you walk around.
Yeah, unless you're sneaking, at which point the person you're sneaking against can't hear it.
It's a whole movie.
Where it plays the Mission Impossible theme?
Yes,
Well,
so you can have the
becoming-
Mission Impossible music and everyone else can hear it except the one you're trying to sneak past.
And then when you fail the check, it just means that you're playing Kronk's music when
I
he's
was
trying
trying
to
to
be
say, or you
sneaky.
just do Kronk and
Yeah.
make your own mission.
Well, it turns around and it can see you and then it gets to the Mission Impossible danger music because it responds to the situation. So you can tell when something has changed in your local environment when the music changes.
That's
Okay,
fantastic.
so
It's really useful.
so
And
when
very silly.
when you reach the bottom of the stairs
Yeah.
and have that quick conversation with Lani, the middle room you see the walls start to lower.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, basically you open both doors and round
It's-
by round it basically does stuff.
It's doing its thing.
Okay, so that brings us back to Drachnomir. And Drachnomir, you can see the wall in front of you is starting to lower now that you've gone down the stairs. The room itself is well lit with a reddish sort of light. And the pictographs all around you seem to be what looks more like constellations than anything meaningful.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. As the wall starts to lower, Dracula will back into one of the corners type stuff and just have an arrow knocked.
Okay, so the southern
And
side.
leaving room for others to come down through the stairs.
So the southern edge of the curved one, not a problem to move to. The northern one, the closer you get to the wall, the hotter it gets.
Well, I mean, when I'm saying go for a corner, it's the closest corner at the bottom of the stairs.
Yep.
Unless that's getting really, really hot, in which case.
Yes.
While it provides light, it also provides heat. So
Okay.
that's what I was saying. The closer you get to that corner, the hotter it gets.
For which corner are we talking about? Corner at the top of the page or
Yeah.
towards more the middle of the page?
So the whole length
Okay.
along the top, there's got four little nibs on it. I will bring it up to the thing so you can see it a bit better. And so
okay, right.
each one of those is a light source and heat source.
Okay. In which case then, I will definitely be going towards the other corner because it's probably a little bit darker, a little bit easier to be less noticeable.
Yep, all good. And you do see that there are shadows still on the southern side.
And when you say the walls start lowering, we're talking like the horseshoe-shaped walls.
Yep, so this one here has a horseshoe-shaped wall going around the bottom. It's starting to lower.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Is there a flat wall at the front, or is there a wall at the front?
There is a door at the front, and the door
Cool.
itself also starts to sink into the floor.
Yeah.
Normally, you'd be go in one door and then find this chamber and not figure out how to open the door.
Yes.
The trick was opening both doors.
You need it both at the same time.
So you'd be in here, other doors are shut, and then you're just stuck here.
yes.
Oh, so the other
Which-
behind you
which was-
showing you each go.
Yeah, which is a defense.
But hey, there's plenty of light to read by.
But no book.
Well, the thing was, once the door
Not like the
shut,
wall pictures.
it would start burning away the oxygen.
There's, yeah, how?
It was not meant to be a nice stopping point.
Well,
It's still a
you,
grip.
at least you're not going to last long enough to starve to death.
And eventually it gets so hot in here, there's just dust left behind.
Which is why there's no bones.
Yep.
Calcium powder on the floor. Excitement.
Very much so. So then we're over to Calcrix. You see before you that the walls are starting to lower. You see Drachnomir disappear to the south of the room.
So we're in that middle room now.
You're in this middle room, so
The
you're
walls
about
that are
here.
lowering.
These ones here.
Right. And as they lower, there's more red light.
Well, you can see more of the room being lit up.
Okay, can I tell that it's a
Basically,
single
when we
room?
first come down the stairs, it looked like a corridor.
Yes.
It looked like a T junction, effectively. Is that right?
Yes, that's
The walls
correct.
were up.
As the walls start to lower, you realise that it's a large room instead of just a corridor.
Okay.
Right.
And is Tollicus behind me at this point?
Tollicus is still up the stairs.
I will yell back for Tollicus.
What do you yell back? Hey, you!
Are you coming?
Yeah, just a minute.
That's back. Hurry up.
We might need your help down here.
And musically, there's no echo.
Oh.
Do I get the idea that he can hear me at all?
Yeah, you think he can hear you because your voice did come out rather loudly.
Okay.
There's no reason not to think he didn't hear you.
Is that my action or can I hold?
No, you can still do other things.
Well, I'll be waiting for the rest of the party to join us.
Okay.
As in, Tollicus, the rest of our half. Sorry, I moved them. Just trying to make a bit of extra space.
Just every time I put the mask on, I end up with smudges all over my glasses.
Yep.
Make it hard to actually read.
Yes.
You sort of have to angle your head around the smudges.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll basically be waiting, because if he doesn't join us, I want to be close by.
If he doesn't join, you send out a scout party.
Pretty much, but that's Calcrix's thing. She likes to make sure that everyone's safe.
Yes. Okay, so next person up is Lani. So Lani, you see the walls starting to, in front of you, starting to shrink down into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Would you say they're like here now?
Probably about there.
Yeah.
They were up at about the 10-foot height.
Okay, so
And now
they
they're
would
probably about
like
8.
Yeah.
Right.
Lonnie is a short human. I guess with that, if I'm just like at the square at the bottom of the stairs, I would maybe take a step or two forward towards the light source, but not fully in that square, I suppose.
Well, as you step closer, you feel that heat up, as if you're touching a flame.
Bad hot, or is it just the eminence of fire? Okay.
Well, it doesn't look like flame, but it's putting out enough heat that you're sure you could quite easily cook a meal by being 5 feet away from it.
So Arizona, got it. I'm fine with that. Yeah, so I'll just stay at that corner, not fully entering, but watching as the walls drop again, stand ready for defense with what weapon do I want? With the I was gonna say trident, but that might not be the best choice. That's an arrow.
Well, the trident is more water related.
True. Yeah, I'll stay.
Even though it does have some of the powers of air.
Yeah, so I'll stand ready with the trident in a semi-defensive position.
Does she hear my voice call out for Tollicus?
And she does, and you do hear the echoing, booming voice of Calcrix, and you're wondering where she is because it's just echoing all around you, even though Calcrix didn't hear an echo whatsoever.
That is interesting. I guess, if I saw my action, I'll say, I'll try to shout out and say, Calcrix, did all you guys make it in too? And see if Calcrix is even able to hear that.
Okay. Calcrix can answer yes, no, otherwise.
We're waiting on Tollicus.
Okay. And now that brings us to Tollicus. Apparently, you hear everyone's waiting on Tollicus.
Alright, upstairs, fuck.
Okay.
this.
You head down the stairs, and as you step onto the stairwell, you hear a grinding noise behind you as the door starts to lower.
Coin's right on the edge of the doorway.
You don't have to come in just because we're saying
Are you
waiting on
saying? Are you
you.
saying you want to do an
Sure,
Indiana Jones?
there's always coins right on the edge of the doorway because it is a trap after all.
Yeah, no, I'm going to keep getting down.
You do the whole Indiana Jones thing, but we can guarantee if you do that, you're getting your arm chopped off. So.
Yeah,
Well, he always wanted to be left-handed.
I also don't know what the
It's not as
trap
convenient
entails
as
for
in Star
downstairs as well. So, like I said, Tolik is a gambler, but he's not going to gamble with his part of his life.
And as you start going downstairs, you see what appears to be a wall lowering, a throne on the other side of the wall. What appears to be some artifacts on pedestals around the throne, and some, well, what you'd say, well-dressed person sitting on the throne,
Right.
with person in quotes.
What do you mean by in quotes?
As in it could be a Lich King.
You wouldn't expect anyone to be
Mummy.
living down here.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I see... I've got a fairly high perception. Is there any sign of movement that would be unusual for a corpse sitting on a chair?
Well, it's looking at you with glowing eyes.
That's
So,
a little.
yeah.
That's a little concerning.
Cool. They do have a nice little red-orange glow to them, to the eyes.
I can't do anything just yet. Like, I'll let these guys initiate.
Though it does seem to know your name. You're sure with that.
What do you mean? I'm sure of it.
You just instantly know it
a
knows your
feeling.
name. Your full name.
Can I see these guys? Are these guys there as well?
You're busily looking into these eyes.
Oh dear.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. So, now we're over to the Lull. You see the wall's pretty much down.
Yeah.
At probably about 6 foot at this stage, down 6 foot to go.
So,
Right.
it's up on the
So I can
stairs,
see
so-
over the
That's
edge.
why you're able to see it.
What was it?
So I can see over the edge because I'm this
I was
much
gonna say
taller.
you should be able to see it.
No,
Yes.
no save or anything for whatever it is.
Well, there was no penalty, no success, just knowledge.
Absolutely.
Okay.
If I made you save, there was a chance for a critical fail and a critical success, which both had problems.
Okay.
Sounds like the.
Would you like to make the saving throw?
Mr. Gambler.
Yes.
Okay. Saving throw.
I was going to say, why was that a question? We all know he wants to.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna.
Not
It's a
one.
3 on the dice.
Okay, so with that, you realize the creature knows your true name, just that you don't know what your true name is.
Oh.
Yay.
Oh, Mr. True.
So, from the settings perspective, anyone who knows your true name can control your actions and
Yeah.
pretty much affect you without having to see it.
Is that pretty much like the Master?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. It is a, I'd say, epic level power, meaning most characters would need to be at least level 21 to learn it.
Yep. And it's the sort of thing where it's, hi, I'll just not piss him off now.
And most things have to spend downtime to figure out someone's true name, not just look at them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you
It's
have for
gotta
us
be-
to know our own true name.
It has to
Well,
be researched.
you don't get to know your true name.
Right, like other things figure it out. You don't.
Yeah, it's why if you were to actually say your true name to a creature, the creature then has automatic power over you.
Right.
Yeah. So
Especially
it's,
the Fae.
So it's actually a really good idea not to actually know it because no one can then take it from you.
Yeah.
And you can't accidentally tell someone.
Exactly.
Okay, so yes, well, you can see over the top of it,
Yep.
and over the top of it you can see Tolicus coming down the stairs.
Ooh.
Tolicus, we're over here. Okay.
He seems to be ignoring you.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Bit rude.
Okay, so
He's staring at something that's a bit below me, but basically between us, I think.
yes. Then I'll bring it round to Drachnamir. Standing behind him, you can see that the wall's now lowered to about 4 foot in height, and you can see what appears to be a throne in the center with pillars around it that have items on top of it. And sitting on the throne appears to be a mummy that you remember having interacted with a centaur mummy previously that was quite devastating, having disintegrated two of your party members.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you guys telling me about this.
And that was after Kennedy at the time managed to recover one of its spectral items before the fight started.
Yes.
But then, hey, back then it's still got a lovely set of headdress at the moment. You've heard, well, not wearing that now, but
Yes. Yes, he has a magical formal headdress that he got from that centaur.
yeah.
So what does Drachnamir do? You do see that the mummy seems to be staring up the stairs that you've just come down. That you've just come down.
We came down as opposed to the other ones.
Yeah, and you can see across the room that Lull is standing there. You can't see Lani.
Okay, Lani.
You probably see the top of Lani's headwear if she's wearing anything.
You've got a helmet, don't you?
No, but Lonnie is like 5 foot.
In which case, then you see the top of Lani. You see Lani's head above
Trident,
the wall.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
probably see the trident more than before you see it.
Has Calcrix come down the stairs on my side?
Calcrix is down the stairs on your side.
Yep, okay.
I-
So I see Calcrix,
okay. I thought I didn't
and I
go
think
fully
the top of
down the
Lani's head,
stairs.
or the tip of Lani's head.
Well, you said
over
you
the
were
top of
waiting
the centaur.
Yeah.
Sorry, the mummy, not centaur.
Yes.
I'm happy to say that you moved down to give room for
Yeah.
Tollicus, because there'd be no room for Tollicus
I
otherwise.
meant to check earlier what size it was.
I believe you've been going around here at medium size instead of large, because large.
And if I wanted to change up, I should have done that last turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
large
just
has its
paint.
problems in small spaces.
Is this a small space?
It's still a small space. At large, you'd basically be squished against the roof a little bit.
Alright,
Yeah.
And so the walls have completely worn down to the floor now? Or like
No, they're about
or-
4 feet from the floor, and still.
Oh, okay, right. I was still looking over that
Yeah.
into the thing. So, can I see actually anything in there aside from the mummy on the throne?
There seems to be some sort of glittering items on the pedestals, but the mummy seems to draw your gaze. Would you like to make
Understandably.
a will save to look at something else? Wisdom save?
Wisdom save?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
So, I'm happy that it's just, I'm looking around things, and if it turns out my looking is basically at the mummy, that's fine. 13.
13. Okay, so you seem to be looking at the mummy, and the mummy is the most important thing you're looking at right now.
what did you
Okay.
roll?
Hey, I would make that fairly correct, irrespective of the result of a wisdom save.
Yeah.
The fact that I might be looking at it with some sort of fascination rather than, oh my god, that's the main danger in the room.
It's more of one of those soulful terror moments.
Yeah, exactly. Although, I don't know whether it has any impact, but technically he has got his spiritologist aura active at the present time.
Yep, spiritologist doesn't protect you from physical threats.
Yeah, that's right. It was more a case of being undead, whether it had an effect, but I'm happy that
Spiritual undead, yes.
corporeal. Yeah, corporeal undead, so that doesn't matter. Yep.
Because most of your racial threats are spiritual, not physical.
Yep.
They don't have a lot of
Absolutely.
physical
After
on
that.
the planes.
And I was gonna say, if this is a mummy following a pseudo-Egyptian thing, his spirit's gone. That's the body.
Okay, so that brings us to Calcrix.
Actually, 4 spirits.
Because I
are gone.
called out Tollicus,
Yeah.
I would say I'm still looking back at Tollicus. Do I notice that he looks unusual?
He looks more unusual than normal. There's a bit of drool going down the side of his face.
Yeah, that ain't.
And he seems to be having that slack-jawed look that you get, that you've seen him when he looks at priceless treasures. Except you're not really sure what priceless treasure he's looking at. And he doesn't seem to be breathing at the moment, but hey, Tollicus does hold his breath when he's staring at priceless treasures as well.
But yeah, he's beyond distracted.
having been around these places, can I say that I know well enough not to immediately look at what he's looking at?
Yeah. But curiosity is burning at you. So make a wisdom saving throw.
No, quite literally.
Because literally, your that's one of your character's fallbacks.
I'm going to use my
curiosity.
luck of chaos and reroll.
Go creeks down.
So that's a 14 plus wisdom saving throw.
If you don't have a saving throw listed under wisdom, then it's just your wisdom bonus.
Saving throw. I've just got strength and intelligence.
Then your wisdom modifier.
Just a second. I've just got to make sure he's not.
Yes. Okay. Wisdom modifier plus 3 before 14 will be enough. Yeah, except sometimes he needs his litter cleaned and then he won't use it again, so he'll go somewhere else. It's unfortunate while he's protesting at the moment that we don't know where he's doing it.
Right.
Yes.
What's up?
And it's meant we've had to leave things on stuff for a little time. Hence everything piled up in the couches. So, you successfully make the will check not to turn around and stare at whatever's fascinated Tolicus.
I throw Therion at the mummy.
I was going to say, I feel like Kesley has to make a will check to not stare at the cat.
So I say
You successfully not turn around and stare at what Tolicus is staring at.
Okay.
But the curiosity is burning at you. What's so fascinating?
Thinking about whether or not I want to do something preemptive, like
Jazwing's in between.
call an elemental. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call over to Drachnima and see if I get any response from him.
Does Drachnima respond?
I say that Tolicus seems to be in a trance, and I suspect that whatever is in the centre of the room is what's causing it.
No. Unfortunately, at the moment, Drachnima is also in the same sort of fear response.
Okay. All
So
right.
you don't get anything from Drachnima. I just remembered after I asked the question.
Yep.
Right.
Alright, so having gotten no response, can I see him and see that he's frozen as well?
He did go and hide. Give me a stealth roll for Drachnima. See how well he's hidden.
My passive
22.
perception is 17.
22. Okay, he doesn't seem to be where you last saw him.
Okay.
But you can see, you can hear Lani who called out.
I call out to Lani, don't look at whatever is in the centre of the room.
That's like the #1 way to make sure that I do look.
Yeah, particularly when he's got to look across the room to hear where.
I have a feeling that if I say look at what's in the centre of the room, hoping that reverse psychology will work, that'll just end up even more disastrously. At least this way, there's a 50-50 chance that you'll actually do what I
The
say.
problem is you're on the opposite side of the mummy from
Yeah.
her. So you've
Well,
called
you should.
out, she looks towards you and go, what? Oh.
What you said, like what are you
And
talking
so
about?
Lani keeps hearing the echo of look in the centre of the room, look into the centre
Oh,
of the
no.
room, look into the centre of the room.
Yeah,
echoing
it's
around.
not echoing on that side, but it's
And to
echoing
be
around.
fair, looking at the most dangerous thing in the room right now, for my son, is not necessarily a bad option. I'd like to come and do something.
Is that all of my action then?
Would you like to do anything else?
Can I, with that wisdom stave, can I turn around but focus on the ground in front of me?
You can.
And I address whatever's in the centre of the room. And say, greetings, revered God. We're here on a mission of great need. That's it.
Okay. And then it is over to Lani, who keeps hearing the echo. Look into the centre of the room. Look into the centre of the room. As the walls now dropped to about 2 feet.
Unfortunately, you're too heavy.
And it sounds like
Cal.
Calcrix's voice
Yep.
repeating.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do...
Be an insight.
I was going to say...
You can do an insight roll.
I was going to say, could I do an insight roll? Because, like, I noticed that it's echoing, but I do find it weird that Calcrix's voice is echoing. 18.
18. You can tell it's not Calcrix's voice.
It's not actually her voice. So I will do...
As it's now got a gravelly undertone to it, as imagine Calcrix with absolutely no emotion.
Ooh, that's not Calcrix at all. Then I will, like...
And you realize it's all in your head, too.
That's even worse. So, with that, wall's coming down, I'm now here. I'll be like... I'm gonna look directly at the ground watching this wall come down, and I'm not gonna look in the center of the room at all. And waiting for, and I will hold my hand up in front of Luell's face and say, "Don't look in the center of the room."
I am going to not look in the center of the room when it comes.
And I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna look down like this, listening as intently as I can, and I'll also tell, don't look in the center of the room. Listen for everybody else. I can't hear properly, or whatever. 'Cause I'm aware that what I'm hearing is not
Danger. Danger.
Okay, so that brings us
So
to
we push the Will
Polygus.
Robinson button.
Looking, you can see that the walls have lowered down. This red-eyed creature stands up on the throne and stretches. Sort of, has that look of sore muscle sort of thing, as if someone hasn't moved for a while. And then pulls out a sword longer than it is. It's about a 7-foot long sword.
Oh.
You can't identify the metal the sword's made out of. It doesn't. The blade doesn't glint whatsoever in the light you see.
Is it taking a combative stance?
Well, it's more looks like it's stretching as someone who's standing up, getting ready for something.
If you watched any anime, you know that this is that.
It hasn't moved for a while. Like you imagine the athlete getting up after waiting for its turn.
Right.
So you've seen lots of gladiators do this sort of stretch in your life.
Before I start killing people.
It's more before they're about to do a performance of some sort. They will stretch themselves and
Limbering up before showing
Before it
off.
dashes forward. Wait, is it still staring at him intently at the same time?
It is, yes.
This is exactly what's going to happen before it dashes forward and kills you in 1 second.
And it seems to be wearing priestly robes. With sun god motifs all over it.
Did I notice anything about, in any of the pictures, this for a character who remembers everything he's ever seen, he's got that stupid feet, which I like. Did any of the pictures show how the priests were, greeted or...
Well, the thing you remember the most from all the motifs is that all the leaders of the nation were depicted as priests.
So, but it was okay. But how were
So
the
priest and god were almost the same meaning as pharaoh.
Yeah. Okay. So, but for any of the pictures, how were the priests or...
They didn't show how people venerated them, because basically this place is where people have died, and they generally don't venerate the dead.
So, which means technically this thing will make us dead as well.
It could. It could also be.
Can I make an insight roll to see if there is, like, just because to see...
Remembering all the things I should have done.
Give me an insight roll, and then ask me what it is you're trying to figure out.
Natural 20, which is great. I'm trying to figure out if the guy is just stretching to be stretching, or whether there is actually an intent for aggression in it.
You think more of a readiness of action, as well as you do see symbology that the archaeologist had said the pharaohs wore. So there's a good chance the person you're looking at may have been one of Mythian's kings and pharaohs.
Okay, I'm going to do this.
Or the 7-foot broadsword.
You notice the sword is slightly curved, so it does look a little odd from the weapons you're seeing.
I'm going to bow to
7
him.
foot tall scimitar.
It's basically a great sword that's in the shape of a scimitar.
Fashion.
Or Nodachi. Depends on how wide the blade is.
Sounds cool.
I'm going to show it says it's to a king. So I'll bow down.
I'd also give you the insight that how people treated the pharaohs and of this setting has actually been written out of knowledge.
Yeah,
Intentionally. So you do know that whatever reference you show this one may be against the religion, because the gods themselves had forbidden knowledge of how to venerate the people of this nation.
Does that have to do with Yalarum
Yes.
losing the water?
Yes.
Yes.
Specifically.
What was that again?
They were cursed by the gods.
Because of what this pharaoh did.
Might not be this pharaoh, might have been one of his descendants.
Okay.
What the people did.
Yes.
I'm going to try and show deference without, non.
So from dealing with the Theoden Empire and their beliefs, they do know that every belief system is unique in the sense, and some of them keeping eye contact is considered being
There we
reverent, some of them breaking eye contact is considered reverent, and it can be that simple of a twist that can completely screw you over, which is why you didn't go into being a diplomat as a career choice.
Fine, in that case, I'm going to bow, maintain direct eye contact. I had to choose one or the other.
Because that does fit the Ocean Islanders' deference, because they prefer to keep eye contact, because breaking eye contact is the equivalent of saying, kill me while I'm not looking.
Yep.
Yes.
Pretty-
I watched that in a Maori thing.
So pretty much I had to choose, and I was the option of going all the way down, head to the ground, and ignoring. So yes, I'm going to show obsequious but maintaining eye contact.
Yeah, I would say that Lonnie's probably only.
As you do that, it seems to change its focus to someone else. Okay. Talking of someone else, Lull.
Yeah. Well, as noted, I'm
As you see your hands tick up in front of you, you hear a voice say greetings in your head. Greetings, devotee of Malandil. And even though you see a hand in front of you, you get the sense of glowing red eyes through the hand.
Yes.
That sounds so good.
Well, as long as I don't look at him, I should be okay.
I think it's that you don't look at the eyes through the hand. You should be.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going. This pair of red eyes. I'm not going to look at the eyes. I'm going to focus on your hand. Don't move it. Yes. That is a description of me. I will reply without looking at him.
Though it does sound weird to everyone else, it's no one else heard the voice in
Right.
Lull's head.
Oh yeah, but Lull does weird things like this all the time.
Careful, they will talk to him so apologize. And it ends up he's been talking to this
Come on.
one thing the whole time.
Come on, this is the guy who talks to his satchel
Yeah.
and his sword.
Though his satchel does talk occasionally.
That's true. Yeah, it's perfectly civil and fine as long as I occasionally feed it a soul.
See, I'm perfectly fine hearing Will's voice, but I'm not fine hearing Calcurt's voice when it doesn't sound like Calcurt.
And as you're busily not looking, you see the wall has receded into the floor.
Right.
And you hear the sound of creaking. Sounds really like old leather being
It sounds
stretched.
like an undead being standing up, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the
Possibly.
problem. Is you can either keep not looking at it, and then it kills you with the sword. We could look at it and it kills you with its eyes.
Yes. Firing blindly is only one of -4 or something, isn't it?
No, it's disadvantage.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Disadvantage is -3, plus or minus 3.8.
And it also
So-
involves if it moves and you don't hear it move, you can completely miss because you're shooting at the squares.
Yes. Yes. Actually, if it were invisible, it would be easier to hit. Because I checked the invisibility rules, and yeah, all you can do is not target it directly. You can do anything else, just about.
The area effects are your friend and you can't
Yeah.
see things.
Yes. It also means you can hit it physically, just as a penalty. But, yeah, blinding your opponent's far more useful than being invisible.
So, what do you say?
So,
Eat my mommy.
greetings, salutations, and apologies for invading your place. Who am I speaking to?
Okay. As you say that, it actually has its actual turn now that the walls have lowered.
Yeah.
I am the guardian of the gateway. Have you come to take my place? No.
Don't say yes.
Pretty sure no one wants to take his place.
Then have you come to challenge? Or have you come to
Everyone
die?
says yes.
If those are the only 3 choices,
Choose wisely. Will you choose for
You
all?
didn't say that I different results.
What if you're just there for knowledge?
yeah, would you be satisfied with a nice talk? And possibly a cup of tea? No, I don't think you'd do tea, would you?
Oh no, my coffee went down with Herman pretty well.
Yeah. No, that's true. Of course, some good incense would also work.
Yeah, choose wisely because you choose for all.
Sigh.
Everyone else does hear him describing the choices to the world.
Okay.
So basically, we all replace him as a guardian, so he gets stuck here. We all challenge him, or we all die.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to win, lose, or surrender. Pick one.
Well, if you can't
No,
play
as
this
I
place, you're
said,
stuck
the
there.
results are not necessarily different for all 3 options.
If
No, I
you
know.
challenge him, you might have to take his place if you win.
Yeah.
Although we all have to. Because
It depends. Yeah, it depends on the type of, on exactly how he's bound here.
Give me an
If we
insight.
defeat him, he may still remain. I will do an insight. And 17 on the dis, which goes to 23.
Okay, considering they dedicated this to the 5 elements, there are normally 5 choices.
Ah,
He's only given you 3.
yes. I have a question. Great hero and king. What are the other 2 choices?
He does pause for a moment, and he says that would be up to you. As we then move on to Dracnomir, who's now no longer frozen, having heard that Lull is now making a choice dictating Dracnomir's fate.
Well, but also, Kyle gave the other 2 options anyway, didn't he?
No.
He said it was talk or cup of tea.
No. No, I merely described the existing choices in a slightly different way. I did not give other choices.
Considering how close Jack Dimmer is to the throne at the present time, he's slightly back. He's going to
Pick pocket his sword.
put out his bow and draw his holy symbol.
Yep.
He make a tool and be prepared to enact the I think it was the third of the options, the challenge.
Okay, so as you pull out the Makatool, give me a religion roll.
15, 26.
Okay, you see the faint lines on the Makatool start to light up with green light as you hold it up. Normally it does that.
Sorry?
Yeah, normally it does that when Atruaghin is listening to you.
I was going to say yes, Atruaghin is with me.
Okay, so and basically you feel your aura around you strengthen as the weapon comes out.
Okay.
Calcrip.
Does that attract the attention of the mummy at all?
It does not look at you at this stage.
Okay.
So
Though you do feel if you were to step forward, he would react.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm happy that I'm airing at the present time, because, hey, I'm sure as hell not going down without a fight.
And then Calcrix is up. You do hear that this creature has given Lull 3 options, and Lull has said, "What are the other 2?"
It's not like Jack Dimmer hasn't dealt with mummies before.
And the options are
Somewhat badly for most of the time. Hey.
Well, yeah.
so the options it was given were to replace it as Guardian, to challenge it,
Yeah.
and to just die.
and it didn't reply when
And
Brain.
when Lull asked what the other 2 were, he said those were up to you.
Is there an option where we can gain knowledge and leave
You mean
alive?
insight.
Unharmed.
Hey, you're getting a bit much now.
Oh, that's not going to be good.
No, qualifications are useful.
So insight is, sorry, my brain's not working very well.
Insight is wisdom if you don't have the skill.
I have a skill.
So that means it would be 3 plus your proficiency of 4,
Four.
making it 7 for the roll.
It's like 12.
12. It is enough to say that choices generally relate to each of the spheres where death is obviously entropy in most cases.
But entropy is also change.
It is change, and in most cases death can be the equivalent of moving on to the afterlife, which the Chamber's purpose was for. And Guardian may easily be related to one of the other life spheres, and Challenge would most likely be the sphere of energy because it's all about the Epicure.
Okay, so each challenge relates to an element.
Yeah. Each of the options relates to an element,
Yeah.
leaving you thought and time unchosen
Unchosen,
or unspecified.
unspecified.
I'm fine.
So thought could also be knowledge.
And you'd also realise that because of the twisting of the religion before it fell, that thought and time were the least respected of the 2.
And they possibly should be the most respected of the...
Well, it's a balance.
About
yes.
a balance, yeah.
And by
I think I'm still coming still coming back to Clue's option, so
Yep.
Pause was the cat, and time was coffee time.
Which really
Well, tea time, I
fits
should
with
say.
it quite
It does. I did offer tea.
Exactly,
already
so
offered
that's something
tea?
to-
He did, yes.
Yes, okay. I'm not sure. I think as a group we don't really want to. We want to do a balance of all these things, if that makes sense. But I don't fit. I can't see how you can get a balance of all of these things. Does that make sense?
Well, you expect that one of these choices will determine the outcome.
I'd be opting for thought or possibly time. Although I suspect time might just send us back to before we broke in here, with the knowledge that maybe we shouldn't have broken in here.
Now, theoretically, we come in here because they'd actually
That's what I was going to say. Why did we come in here?
secured a whole heap of potential weapons or powerful artifacts that might be used in the coming war, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yep, it was rumoured a great weapon was hidden away here.
And only Lull can make this choice because he's the one that's been given to?
You believe the choice was given to the world for everyone.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, there's nothing saying Lull can't confer with the rest of you. He hasn't had time yet.
Okay, yeah. So I would like to confer if that's possible.
But,
Well,
now
it's
that
responding
the,
to you,
now that the
this-
wall
Okay,
has come
alright.
down,
Alright.
can we actually see any evidence of a portal or whatever that's being used the Guardian for?
You cannot see a portal, but you do see what appear to be relics sitting on things around him.
No, okay.
Can we determine what those relics are?
Not without investigation, and that would require looking in his direction.
Okay.
And everyone's been
and-
avoiding looking that way.
And him letting us do it.
I'm going to carefully raise my gaze to the bottom of the wall, and then if I don't see anything interesting, to just above the bottom of the wall.
I'm assuming that having got what we covered from the fear or the initial fear, and with Atruaghin now providing additional strength, Dracnima's actually still looking at the Guardian.
I'm happy to say that, yes.
Yep, okay.
I don't have that kind of token or anything like that, so I'm still going to be very cautious. But I do want to see, considering that we're there to find out what else is here, I want to get what information I can.
Yeah.
If he's talking to me directly, I would indicate that I'm seeking knowledge.
Well, you heard him talking to the well directly.
Oh, okay, alright. Well, in that case, I will wait to see the outcome of what the rest of the group do then.
Okay, so that brings us to Lani. You also heard everything directed to the well and the well's answers.
Can I look and is Lull still eyes open? Does he still need my hand?
Well, he's still staring intently at your hand.
Okay, I'm gonna keep my hand there. With the other hand, I'm not gonna be as defensive, but still at the ready. Trying to show a bit of reverence, I guess. Like
Reverence.
just reverence. There we go.
Well, he's a revenant.
He's a revenant, showing reverence to the revenant.
Yeah.
And I guess just waiting to see what the outcome of this conversation is. Yeah.
Okay. Then that brings us to Tolicus. He's no longer looking at you. You don't feel paralyzed and completely mind messed with. Not completely. You still feel a little bit mind messed with.
I'm out of my depth here, so I'm going to wait to see what the well does.
But you can see that there are at least what look to be 4 relics around him, besides the sword he's holding.
Okay, I'm going to try and examine them without touching them.
Okay, so you're partly up on the steps, which gives you a better view of the items. Where if you had been up floor level, you didn't get to see them as clearly. One of them appears to be a set of metal discs bound together with symbols all over them.
Anything I recognise?
I will give you a perception roll while you're looking.
That's 13 on the dice, that's 20 I think.
Sounds right for you.
Yeah, 19.
Okay, each of the discs with the writing seem to have a different holy symbol on them.
Okay, are they old gods that I didn't recognise?
No one remembers the Nithian gods.
So they appear to be holy symbols, but I couldn't actually determine who they are.
You would know the gods from their symbol, just that no one knows who the Nithian gods were, because that knowledge is also lost. The gods themselves are remembered, just how they relate to the Nithians has been lost.
Oh, okay, so I can see the symbols and I know, oh, okay, that's this god, that god, yeah.
Yeah, and you can recognise a bunch of the symbols, including the symbol of Itzia,
She is...
the sun god, which this guy has all the symbology for on his body.
And what's the next file attack?
Next one appears to be some sort of stone with 3 main areas on it and lots of pictographs.
I can't make it out here.
It's a laptop.
Never actually learned how to read pictographs of this place.
Okay, and what's the other two?
The other one is what appears to be a hourglass.
So that would be time, obviously.
And the last one that you see there, best way to describe it is a crooken flower.
I'm going to pass this on to Lull.
Vase on a chain.
As in the symbology of a pharaoh.
Right.
It's like,
So the symbols of royalty for the Egyptian pharaohs of our cultures is the crook and the flower.
Yeah.
They were symbols of nobility.
but yeah, Colicus had no idea. So he'll say that he's going to talk out loud his sentiments.
Okay, so that brings us to Lull.
Well, if he mentions that, I will. Symbol of desert kings of a certain time.
Well, it is something that's gone out of trend.
Yes. Ancient desert kings. So I'll put my shield
It is
up in front of my face.
It is notable that he's not holding them.
Right.
He's not what?
He's not holding them. He's being a hero, not a king right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Only the pharaoh has the right to hold the crook and the flower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I was going to say,
And
if no one else is making comment or discussion towards Guardian, Dim is going to make a comment, but
yeah, well, I'm about to say.
I would give Paul a track support if you want.
Yes. I am not going to make the choice for us all. What are we going to do? And what do people think are the other two choices? My preference would be the cup of tea I suggested.
My preference
As it is
cup of
an
tea.
elemental attribution that we can work with. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then it would be Drachnamir. How does Drachnamir respond?
Okay. Because he's not actually technically with the rest of the group, it means he can't really discuss individually. But he will actually address the Guardian in that sense, saying that.
Well, we can.
And obviously loud enough that everyone else is hearing what he's going to be saying.
Yeah.
See what happens.
We can still.
The new said, well, Guardian, he's we bring you glad tidings. Your time of stewardship is at an end. The relics who have been guarding you to return to the world. The world is in great need, and so we have come to take the option of retrieving the artifacts and the relics for the sake of protecting the world outside, as the protection required within here is no longer required.
Okay, so I will give you a persuasion roll.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to back him up.
What, for a advantage or something?
Well, if you fail, I'm going to try myself.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Where am I? 13, 23.
Okay. So he says, challenge accepted.
Oh dear.
All I expected. Dracnima will step forward with Makatool, and
as he does so, you sort of feel as if the everything else in the room, besides him and your fellows, become insubstantial.
Wow.
As you're sort of standing between two worlds.
well, now we know where the relic will really be stored. Off-world.
Well, once you sort of bridge the gap between worlds, it's very hard to detect things.
So what sort of challenge is this guy going to expect from us?
I'm hoping for 3 riddles, but I don't think it's going to end that way.
I don't think it's going to go that way either.
Okay, so once that sort of shifts and moves, you find that the 5 of you are surrounding this what appears to be a holy warrior,
Right.
in his prone.
Oh dear.
There's no longer a skeleton?
Well, he doesn't look like a mummy anymore. He looks flesh and blood.
This is him as a hero.
And he's wielding what you see to be a 2-handed weapon with one hand, with very little effort. As you've seen various depictions through history of someone like this, who has been given many names,
Right.
including things like Hercules.
Okay.
As one of,
All good, I'm sure.
as one of the lost epic heroes of old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you may be actually viewing a god, servant of a god, or just a
Guy who's going to kick our asses.
someone who fell trying to become a god.
Yes.
Alright, I gather we're in the same initiative.
You are. But I was going to ask, considering it would have taken around for all this to happen, what does Dracnima do at the top of the order?
Okay.
Well, he's stepping forward, effectively ready to take him on in combat, but he will ensure that the opponent is suitably ready for the challenge to commence.
He does appear to be ready.
Excellent.
I was going to do protection from good and evil, but I looked it up and it takes 10 minutes as a ritual.
Yes.
You're just lucky Felicus was because Felicus would have just stabbed the bastard.
Well, yes.
No such thing as a fair fight, my friend.
So
Fair fights are for
So
jewels.
then if Dracula is technically first initiative, then he will start the combat.
Yes. Yes, fair fights are for jewels and at no other time.
Fair fights are for playwrights and bards.
Yeah, jewels.
Tools, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair fights
sorry,
are
jewels
for
and
the- for the
stages.
victors, not the battles.
Yes.
send a silent prayer up to both of my gods and out of this alive.
AC 27.
That's your hit.
Or was it one prayer up and one prayer down?
Pretty much. She's going for the balance thing. She's got a foot in two
Absolutely.
different worlds.
Yeah.
She's got 4 feet and a tail. She might eventually get all this.
All five.
Yeah.
It is
Rainbow
possible to.
dragon.
22 points of electrical slashing
She's
damage.
going for.
We could actually elementally attune you and actually have you with all 5 elements.
Yeah. It's a long-term goal. For the
So yes, you strike.
And you'll use a bonus action to activate the +1 AC for 3 attacks.
Time and effort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
We'll have to
it
spend
is
actual downtime.
Calcrix's go. You've seen Lull leap out and strike him with his. Sorry, not Lull. Dractomir leap out and strike him with his glowing sword made out of wood.
Can I
glass
ready
thing.
but delay?
Can you?
Ready, like, you know, when you delay your move till after he strikes.
Hold your action.
You can.
Yeah.
Hold action. That's it. Until after he strikes.
Wow.
Then Lani, you see that Dractomir has leaped out and struck him with power of Sphere of Earth.
I'm trying to be some more conversation. Yeah, I think I would think should maybe give like a quick like full respect. I gotta stab you, that whole thing. And let's see, best way to do it. She would be easily within striking distance if she decided to
Well, at the
two-handed
moment,
rather than throwing.
there's nothing else in the room besides just the 5 of you and him.
Yeah,
The rest
A
of
big
the
open
room
space.
has become
disappeared. We're in
disappeared.
a different space
And
now.
you can't even see any doors or exits from where you are.
Which also means no artifacts to Nick while he's busy. Who? No, we'd have to beat him to get out of here anyway. So
So
It's a lovely big arena for a mining authority.
with that,
Yes.
like whatever respectful battle, whatever, go for a two-handed attack rather than her typical throwing. That would be a. What am I not? 16.
16? A 16 is a miss.
Darn.
yeah.
Oh well, she will try again. 15, so no.
So
She just can't
he
get hit.
just keeps knocking your attack out of the way.
Yep.
Doesn't even seem to be struggling to do so.
Yep. It's probably not even.
Do you
Not
have
even-
the special effect?
Not even looking in your direction.
I was gonna say, like, not even giving me the time of day.
Yeah.
No.
Which Lani does feel very disillusioned.
Right. Lani's thinking, hang on. Dracula's almost getting the back shooting his bow. What can he do?
And then it comes around
Do you have the-
to all of this.
Do you have the combat abilities to allow just disarming?
Yeah. Somewhat.
Okay. I'm gonna.
So historically, you have seen someone looking exactly like this depicted in the great arena of Hiatus as almost like the ultimate warrior that people have always looked up to. They're referred to as the Ultimate Warrior. No one actually knows the person's name.
Okay.
You mean he doesn't have long hair and makeup and does coat hangers?
And that's something of curiosity, that not necessarily shows the cover, but are we actually all seeing the same image?
Give me a sec, I was just trying to hear Jeremy. So what
It's
is
like, it's not that we've actually talked about amongst ourselves, obviously, but I'm wondering, are each of the characters actually seeing the same image, or we see all seeing a hero of our own culture and...
They are seeing the same image, and it does actually fit in all your cultures.
Okay, say
As in, this person has been a hero so far in the past. Their stories have been told through generations.
Yeah.
like how multiple.
But he hasn't learnt the value of not or the evil of metal, so it's obviously all bad still.
Right. Well, you do look closely, and his sword is not metal.
Okay.
Yeah, he did describe it a bit earlier, and it didn't come across as being a traditional metal weapon.
Right, okay. I got the impression, yes, the shape and size was not necessarily normal, but
No.
yeah, all good.
Yeah.
I assumed it was metal.
You know,
Going to move into a position so that Lani might be able to hit the next round, so I'm going to try and flank.
Well, with the 5 of you, she's already got flanking.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 5 of you are standing around him. Each of you
Jack
provides flanking to
Dimmock's already in melee combat with him.
Yeah. Well, I'm not melee, and I'm not going to get there.
Oh, if I got flanking, I'm going to stab them.
Yes. Just thinking about it.
Well, flanking means advantage, doesn't it? No?
Yes.
Go, Jeremy.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, technically flanking might be playing if you got proper flanking, but the main thing for a rogue, of course, is as long as you've got a friend within 5 feet of the enemy,
Which
Yeah.
you
you get your sneak attack. You don't actually need advantage for the sneak attack. Yes, obviously the advantage makes it easier to hit.
But if you're flanking, you get both.
Technically, yes.
So
Yeah.
do I get advantage or not?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Oh.
Yeah, go away, Siri. Okay, 15. That's going to be at least a 20, but I'll double check what the total is.
Carefully. Just imagining a 7-foot Nodachi made of obsidian.
Yeah.
So,
Something for you to draw over.
Exactly.
okay, that's a 27.
27, that is a
You
hit.
take that one.
Okay, so what's the sneak attack at this thing again? It's
So, sneak attack.
I believe you're doing a 5d6 if you're expert with the weapon.
yes.
Actually, no, you're possibly doing a bit more than that because you're a high level rogue.
I'm a 10th level rogue.
At level 6, I'm getting plus 3d6, so...
Okay, I get 5d6 for my sneak attack, my battle rogue. So what do I
So,
get?
and you've got an extra couple d6 because you're
Should be
expert with your weapon, aren't you?
3d6 for the weapon.
Yep. Is that including the base damage of the weapon?
Yes.
All the
That's 1 dice for skill, 1 dice for expert.
many pieces.
Okay, that is pretty lousy.
But the idea is combat doesn't last long.
Oh yeah.
14, 19, 20, 24 plus. God damn it. 32 points.
32
It's
points.
a magical weapon.
Okay.
That was a stab.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
We put that in and twisted hard.
it's almost an artifact the weapon he gave me from the
That's a
shop.
good point.
It's like one of the 9 legendary swords of being annoying moth.
Oh, well, yeah, it's fair enough.
When you think about it, yeah.
And if you're going to have an item, you may as well have an annoying item.
True.
You don't remember it otherwise.
There is a point in there, yes. Yes.
I've given out so many items, everyone remembers the annoying ones the most.
Hopefully they'll stab me back. They're not hurting again.
Okay. So, yes, you do strike him, and then Lull, you've seen that 2 of your compatriots have struck him. One of them has failed to strike him at all completely. Almost as if Lani, the Undying, is unable to strike this great hero.
No, line in the I'm missing. Oh, I'm hitting.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's not a title she wants.
Not a title he wants.
Lani the Inaccurate? No, that's not right there.
No, don't give her more title. Like, yeah, she's gonna have to start using it.
She's not gonna use the bad ones. Don't worry.
No.
Lonnie is the squishy dragon.
Lonnie the I'm just giving him a chance.
Just warm it up.
Yeah.
Lonnie, I forgot to stretch first like he did.
I wasn't
That's
looking.
true. He did stretch. You didn't. You know.
Exactly. He
See,
did stretch
listen,
him like he
this
did.
is what I'm learning from the greatest hero ever, apparently, is that it's important to stretch.
Yes.
If you don't stretch, you
Watch me do this from now on.
What's Poodle doing?
Alright.
So you first read every comment, I'm stretching.
Alright, I'm going to be a little unusual. I'm not actually going to use Eldritch Blast. I'm going to use Chill Touch, which is probably going to do no damage to him. But that's not the point. I'm going to roll the dice anyway. Is he resistant to necrotic damage at all?
He is not.
Cool.
It's weird.
So, shush. 12 points worth of necrotic damage. He cannot recover hit points this round. Actually, I should have... I'm supposed to roll a hit for this. I got 25.
That's a hit.
So yeah, 12 points worth of necrotic damage, no hit point recovery, and he is undead, not some sort of construct or
Doesn't
anything.
appear to be undead.
He's not undead at the moment.
He was undead while he was in the room.
Right. Okay. Pooh, that's right, he still gets no hit point recovery.
But now he's realive.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
No longer undead, he's now realive.
Yes. Well, me using the Chill Touch was a good start, except he's not actually in the condition I wanted him to be for me to use it.
On the bright side,
So we'll go
of
back to
things,
whacking things.
That means that if he has some form of regeneration, it won't work.
That's right.
That's right.
Which is an important aspect in teamwork.
Yes. It also means he can't use any healing potions or anything he might have.
Okay. So that does bring us to his turn, because Cartridge was going to go after he went. Okay, he swings his sword around and swings out at our tribesman. And he hits armor class 27.
I'll do it.
Yeah, you wouldn't get that high either, would you? Not even with a shield on.
He's getting dice.
I don't like how many dice you're getting.
Well, he only hit once, and it wasn't great.
I use one of the disadvantage effect.
Oh yeah.
Every bonus comes in handy.
I just
Yes.
like this entirely.
So yes, the use of Chill Touch on undead, they get disadvantage on attacks for the next round.
Against you.
They're still just hard to attack me.
I don't like these rules because my bad guys also get to use them against us.
Well, yeah. But that's why he's alive. He's going, oh, I said undead. I'll be prepared for undead. Oh,
So that is 40 points of slashing damage.
40.
Yep.
I think I'm on healing duty.
Anything extra?
Yes, you now get to make a charisma saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Charisma saving throw. That's not a good one. 14, 16 total.
Okay, you find yourself lying on your back, staring up in the chamber you were just in.
Back in the bottom of the
Top of the stairs?
Still in the room with the pillars and the throne.
Has he disappeared or from us? Or
From your side, yes. It's like he's just disintegrated before your eyes.
Oh,
Right.
crap.
He's just gone pop.
And now he swings at Tulligus. So that would be a 30.
That's a hit.
Okay, so he also crits on that.
Awesome.
I seem to have rolled a bit better on that one.
That's not something we wanted to hear.
Not by much though, so that ends up being 43, 86 damage.
How much damage do you take before you die?
It has to be minus, so you take that from your remaining hit points, and if you go to negative your maximum hit points, that's an instant kill.
Okay. How much was that?
That was 86.
Okay, let me just have a look.
The fact that I remember all that from memory.
Yes. I guess you use Remember 5.
You see how Tolokis survives that.
I have to make you very, very, because I was already injured and I had no one to heal me. Because by the time I got to where the healer was. So hang on, 6,
But you're at least unconscious.
yeah, I'm definitely down.
Okay,
I'm just trying to do the math to see if I actually died.
So we'll find that out on your next turn. So as far as everyone else sees, you also disintegrate. And then he swings around at Lull.
Brilliant.
And the blade stops right at your nose.
Ooh. Very nice.
Yeah, and he's holding that. So now it's calculated.
I'm trying to decide whether I should just pull out my coffee making kit and see if I can make friends, or try and attack this guy. I'm just trying to think about that basis of balance and whether or not, now that we're in attack mode, we've got no choice but to continue fighting.
Well, hey, it would be different if you pull out your coffee making kit.
Calcrix is just because, even though he said it was for the group, she didn't make the choice of challenging, and she wants to take the option of thought.
Yes.
And so that's what she wants to do. So she wants to take that option. So she's going to indicate to him that she's wants to undertake a ritual that she does with the dark coin, and have an exchange of thought.
Okay, give me a. You got a +4 to the check, the dice roll, as you start performing your coffee ritual.
Definitely comes from
Jasmine
Verify.
doesn't he doesn't.
If I can get you in time.
Actually,
Not as much.
I'm an idiot. I could have actually used my reaction.
It's a 20.
Anyway.
That's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Good time to get it.
Ask me if
Okay,
you can.
so
Check on
moving
cat.
around the initiative to Dracomir, you're lying on your back as you see Tolokis appear near you.
Or at least Tolokis' body, or Tolokis' unconscious form, or...
Very, very, very unconscious.
No, very, very dead.
Okay.
Because I only had 20 hit points left after all the other stuff we went through.
Yeah.
Okay, so you notice Tolokis' skeletal remains land beside you,
Ooh.
as if all his flesh is burned away.
Skeletal remains.
The trees out of fire went.
Here it might, but
I'm starting to think maybe I should pick time.
Because apparently there are repercussions for...
Oh no. It was just that I was already really badly hurt before we got here because the other group had the main clerics.
you didn't get the chance of the touch up for healing.
It's alright. And the critical didn't help. Like without the critical I would have been fine.
You want some milk?
yes.
Because it would have been half the damage and I would have still...
So what does Dracomir do seeing his fellow compatriot?
I'm assuming it's Autolycus by the fact the skeleton still got Autolycus equipment on it. Is that the...
It does, and then you see the skeletal head turn towards you.
Sorry.
Good shot.
I'll be getting up first of all and, okay, let's take a thought of, hang on, when I get here, am I dead? No, I feel like I'm dead, but
Well, you realise you've returned to the room you left.
So no one else is here except for a skeleton that suddenly appeared. That's where Immortals is here.
Yep.
I'm guessing that by per healing or next restoration, he's probably not going to bring him back.
You need Revivify for this one.
You're going to need more band-aids and duct tape.
Yeah.
I was going to say, don't forget the duct tape.
Yes, because he doesn't Revivify, he's too low level.
I will. At this stage, I'll be looking around the room again and just confirming. Are the relics still here?
They are. And from this angle, you can see that it appears to be some sort of carved section in the throne that sort of looks like a staff could fit into it.
As in the staff that was put amongst the relics?
The staff that you remember taking from the Mummy Lord skeleton, Centaur.
Oh, okay, yep. Actually,
which would explain the shape of the end of my hilt. Because it would go into where the staff would go.
right. Considering technically we're still in combat rounds for the rest of the moment, yes. I will be basically doing that investigation of the relics and the throne. So, I figure that I won't have time to actually do anything specifically yet.
So Lani, you've seen this fighter completely dust two of your friends. How does Lani react considering you couldn't hit him?
Annoying.
I'm gonna say, I think how long do you think? Because I would be like, I'm doing out piece, but
Expedious retreat.
no, Lonnie sees it as a challenge.
Expeditious.
There's nowhere to go though.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to be funny.
Yeah, well, running around in circles is make it hard for him to hit you.
Because I have it in her personality.
See?
Plus. She doesn't back down.
Technically, so far he's only attacked those that actually did damage to him.
He hasn't actually attacked me, and he hasn't actually acknowledged me.
No, I did him damage and he has not hit me.
He tried though.
He stopped short of me. Did he stop or did he just miss?
You can't tell. It feels like he
Is that his
intentionally
natural
stopped.
one on the table?
Yes, it is his natural one
Yeah,
on the table.
that's why you.
Right.
I would say I think.
But you sort of feel as if he pointedly stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Lonnie's loyalty and her personality that she doesn't back down, she will go ahead and try to hit again.
Okay.
I actually don't think very far will work.
You can get 20.
Well, now that's 11. She's gonna try
I
again.
know, I read the thing.
And that's
Missing flesh isn't actually strictly
14.
missing body
Yeah, I was
parts.
gonna say.
A 14. He
What do you
seems
think
to
this is?
just deflect each blow.
Yeah.
Does that mean you're going to go in for an action search and double down?
Yeah. Action search, double down.
I was going to say double down seems to be your middle name.
Give me. I need a different dice.
That one rolled a 20.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just me then. That was an 11 again. Lonnie
Dice
will-
jail.
will just stand in a defensive position waiting to get struck down at this stage.
So basically, as you've been trying to strike him with the weapon, he just
He's
seems to almost as if your weapon's completely ineffective here.
Yeah.
You know his next,
Yeah.
you know you're his next target. You're the other
Absolutely.
supposed to hit him.
So she's just gonna, like, not lip just open up and eyes closed, and is just going to accept her fate of now potentially moving on. I guess not necessarily eyes closed, but like just accepting what's about to happen and just sit in deep
Resignation?
I suppose, yeah. I'm gonna go with that one. I'll be sad now. It's fine.
You do recognize that this guy's face appears to be on the Arendi's king's symbol of office.
Gotcha. So he's like, yeah.
So you're not surprised.
Well, it is basically a contest of skill and might that determines who is king and queen of Arendi. And it's done every few years, and only the strongest survive and become king or queen.
This is really affecting Lana's confidence.
Okay, so that brings us to we're going to skip over Telecus this time. Oh, actually, we can do Telecus. You can see your body sitting there in the skeletal remains as it turns and looks at Dractomir, and then it gets up and starts to attack him. Give me an attack roll. You're not in control of your own body, but you're watching it attack.
Does he use any of my abilities, or is he just...
It has all your abilities. It just doesn't have any compassion.
no, it's just that, yeah, okay. It's 20.
Oh wow.
I think
20 all up.
Okay.
It's 30, 20.
I think Frankie will still hit.
A dirty 20?
Yeah.
So it's 3 dice plus 8.
Well, it's not a sneak attack.
That's why it's only... Because all of 3-4 points of damage.
Yeah.
24?
Yep.
Okay. So then that brings us around to Lull. You can see the blade in front of you. It looks like it's made out of some sort of flowing liquid. Cool.
Is that kind of like Damascus steel, but
No.
obsidian?
I was actually flowing it.
Damascus steel gives you that
It
kind of...
has no
It's got
reflective.
that sort of ripple on it,
It's got no reflective qualities to it.
but it looks like flowing liquids. Yeah. Like flowing shadow.
Welcome to the void.
But it seems to be what's providing light for the entire area, even though it's not blinding.
Because it's made of the darkness.
Do you think it's made of the darkness?
It looks like it might be.
Might be
It's a
made
good
of shadow.
chance it's
It's
made.
made.
It's most likely made from the plane of fire.
Ow.
Look what is it, living flame? The
That
living
sounds
flame has
really
many
cool,
colours.
but also really bad.
You've just seen it disintegrate two of your friends.
Yeah. Very sort of energy sort of attacks. When you look at it.
And you've seen Calcrix pull out a T-set and do an amazing ritual.
Has it had any effect on him?
Hasn't targeted her in any way. Hasn't targeted Lani in any way, even though Lani's tried to attack it multiple times. It just keeps blocking every attempt Lani tries to attack. Complete counter.
Yep.
Do you have noticed that he has actually taken it to people who've actually hurt him?
Yes.
Wasn't it 3 people that have hurt him?
Yes.
Oh, shush.
Sorry.
But you're special.
Yeah.
You're not sure if it's a warning or a threat. Or you're just special. You might be the last one left standing.
And then he'll just go,
So, he's giving Lani a final title, The Witness.
The observer.
This is
The
my
observant.
That one might be a question.
The last person standing.
is it too late to talk? I didn't start this.
So what do you say? He doesn't seem to be responding at this stage. He hasn't responded to Calcrix, and he hasn't responded to Lani.
Molly doesn't prove herself worthy.
Sigh.
You can make an insight roll, and I can give you more information.
I will do that.
Yeah, I think I need to make an insight roll.
Yeah. Not on 11.
Yeah,
Oh,
unfortunately
okay.
that might be my only good roll of the night. So.
Yeah.
And people did arrive early enough that you can re-roll.
yes. One reroll, please.
Yes.
That's much better. 25.
25. Okay, so seeing what has happened here so far, you have had someone attack with the sphere of matter. You have had someone who represents the people there. You have had someone prepare what's considered literally a water ritual, preparing of beverages.
So we need the other two to balance out.
Well, what I hit him with was Entropy. So you need one more.
What's the last one? I can't remember what the 5 are.
Yeah.
Air. Did we do?
What was it?
Someone representing
You do
you?
air, sorry. So fire actually is
Fire. Yeah.
fire, which is what he seems to be representing.
Yeah. Liquid flame.
Okay.
And each person, there were 5 of you, and each of you represented one of the 5.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which means you've only got one option left for Lani.
Please help.
Do you have a fire effect?
I do. Yes.
Use it.
I'll do that. Sunblade.
Nice.
Well, obviously this freaking trident's not hitting shit. So
Well, it is your trident is literally the symbol of opposition to fire.
yeah,
Well, it does have the air aspect to it. It's still
it's still a water.
It's anti-fire by definition.
it's a symbol of the water gods.
And that's why I went with it to in the first place. I was kind of thinking of Sunblade, but then I was just like, maybe go opposite
Yeah.
outside
Sounds like
of it.
Sunblade, wouldn't he?
Sunblade may be the way to go.
Yeah, because I've got flame, but it should be you doing it because I've already done one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Can't pass your go on to her.
No, what I
No,
can do,
because I've already-
make sure that I'm on the right side of him to properly flank with you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to motivate me?
Since you move opposite him to flank, opposite Lani to flank.
So I can use inspiration, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll use inspiration on you.
Yay!
Well,
You have to have a weapon out the flank.
In most cases, you need a weapon at the flank, but in this case, you are also not in the real world.
yeah.
Oh, but also consider his last attack was a kill touch. That's not actually quite a weapon to attack with.
And it's a ranged attack,
Oh, okay, yeah.
but
There's a little spectral hand that hangs off him for a round.
Yeah, that's right.
They changed it from the other editions.
yeah.
So as you do that, you do notice that all the damage seem to affected him severe.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just we'll learn that.
So in the round that you didn't have the thing where he healed.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Then it is Calprix's. Does Calprix wish to continue doing the?
She would continue the ritual.
You also notice he hasn't attacked anyone. So that brings us to Dracmir. You seem to see the form of Telecus fighting you, and at the same time, you feel as if Telecus is also in the room, just not in his body.
Okay. Well, actually, I prefer not to actually damage his body further if I can initially. So I'm going to try first of all just to hold up a Atruaghin symbol strongly and tell the walking undead to stay back. I'll attempt to turn undead.
Okay.
You need a will save.
He doesn't get to do the will save because it's not his body.
Okay.
Okay, it fails the will save.
In which case, it's got to stay with more than 30 feet away from me and effectively using a dash action every round to get further away. Which I'm assuming means he doesn't get far because the doors are closed.
That's correct.
But basically, I'm expecting that pushes him up one of the stairs and he can stay up there for a minute.
You see your body run up the stairs and into the wall, and it just keeps running into the wall.
Oh dear.
It can cower once it gets to the wall and can't get any further.
Okay, so now we're up to Lani. You see, he hasn't seemed to attack, while all the strikes of your friends seem to have disappeared.
Yeah, that's not great. You know what leaves more of a burn? A sunblade, and I am now inspired by Lull. So I will, with my left hand, put the trident away with my right hand, grab the sunblade, and attempt to strike. Here's got something actually happens this time. Nat 20!
Oh, nice.
Thank God! So 25 we had to add, but yeah.
And because you've been using fire, if you have any damage, you just do it all.
Woohoo! Yes.
So roll the damage.
Few years.
He's a D10, isn't it?
D10's a longsword.
That's just two-handed use, yes.
Oh, sorry,
I
D8.
remember the old Sunblade, which was like a bastard sword.
Yes.
I'm sure thought it was a bastard sword.
There's no bastard swords, I believe, in standard fighting.
No, I
So
believe
I
it's
was remembering the Sunblade from the previous edition.
Now longswords are the equivalent of bastard swords because they're one or two-handed. They have the versatile trait.
Yeah.
And they get additional damage when they're used two-handed.
You took away the exotic weapons and that.
Well, most of them. You can still get some where you need a feat.
Longsword, okay. +2, 1d8. Yeah. Okay. Okay. G plus 8 plus. It's 8 plus strength plus proficiency. I'm trying to remember because I am expert at long swords now.
Yeah, so expert, it would be another 2 dice.
You're expert.
Another 2d8, basically.
Well, no, are you two-handed?
No, one-handed, because I said I was putting the other one.
Trident in your other hand?
So that's 10, 17, and then is it plus strength?
Plus strength, yes.
I have a +3 currently.
So it'd be +3 on top of that. So how much was that in total?
Wasn't it
20.
did you roll a natural 20? Or?
And it was a natural 20, yes.
So it's a crit.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So that becomes
that's great.
40 then.
All doubled.
See, you are inspired. Your confidence is back.
I was Ryan. At this stage.
Love bombs really do work.
Yes. It's really low keeping on together at this stage.
Right, so you finally struck and that was your first blow, so you get a second attack.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Line the inspired.
Yes. Oh my god!
Another one.
I'm not even lying.
Apparently, he was trying to tell you should use fire when you come in. Which is amusing, considering how good you are with weapons, you keep missing on the
That's
other ones.
hilarious. Okay, that one's less though, so that would be 14 times 2, 28. So that's really funny.
Yes.
It's like it knows.
You did a doubling?
That was, she said
So
double.
they-
Yeah.
Because she rolled less on it than the other time.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you have struck him quite soundly. You actually see him looking your direction for the first time.
Witness me!
Yes.
I insist!
And you see him grab the sword with 2 hands for the first time.
Oh,
He's getting serious.
he's treating you serious.
I'm doing it with a smile on my
It's
face.
not-
He can take 6 attacks in a round if he wishes to.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like I will take you blows.
So that was a 27 to hit you.
Yeah. I'm going to take this, and you know what? I'm 100% fine with it. I hope you guys enjoy fighting another skeleton. I have to look at my hit points real quick too.
That's 43 slashing damage.
Oh, that's not that
You didn't crit.
bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
You crit it on me, which is...
Yes. A bit sort of it's smarted.
Okay, so 40.
What?
Okay, so I still have 51. Do I?
Now you get to make a charisma saving throw.
After a little bit,
Yes.
Damn, I'm not proficient. Okay, it's fine. 19.
Okay. Didn't swing the second time.
I'm gonna die. Okay.
There are times where you go, that would have been great to have failed the saving throw.
Yeah, this would be one of the times.
Okay, so that is a 27 again.
Yep.
If my turn comes up again, I'm basically looking to see if I can work with these relics to recover autolycus. I'll be back hopefully for that.
There's a couple of times you're worried is when the GM brings out that many dice.
So that was 51 slashing.
That's
When I
exactly
see
what he needs to
some-
take me to 0.
The
Okay.
giant red dragon that's up in the corner.
And as far as Lull is concerned, you just see him strike twice at Lonnie, and the second blow she just disintegrates.
But Lonnie took 2 blows to disintegrate. Just want to point that out.
Lonnie the double struck.
Hee.
Who else did Lonnie?
Yes.
And then he turns and points the sword directly at Lull again. As we go to Calcrix is still preparing the coffee. He hasn't done anything to you at all.
I don't know how long it takes me to finish the ritual, but if I'm still doing the ritual, then I continue to do the ritual.
Okay, so correct me, you're
He's just AFK. He said he's going to continue investigating the relics.
so you'll continue investigating as Lani drops down beside him unconscious.
Okay, I'm unconscious, not a skeleton.
Well, you weren't taken to negative your hit points.
True, I'm just at 0. So. Okay. I'm unconscious.
And Tolkis is looking down at Dracnomir, picking up these relics on the table and looking at them on the different pillars.
Did you hear me?
He can't seem to hear you and you can't get close because every time you try to move closer to him, you're repulsed.
He's pretty disgusting.
He does have his spirit protection around him.
I think goes and Lonnie's unconscious.
And Lani's unconscious and your body's continually running into the door up the stairs.
I'm trying to get back into my body. Ooh.
Okay, you stand where your body is and you keep seeing the skull smashing against the door.
Yeah, I'm done now.
Apparently there's no flesh to join to.
Yeah, which is where I'm concerned that Revify won't work on me. So I'm missing an organ or body parts.
You're missing quite a few body parts.
Like
There's no heart, there's no brain.
Your
Yeah,
organs.
so Revify won't work. But I'm assuming there may be something different about this way I die. I'll get this down like.
So now we have Lull. He's got the sword pointed at you. He doesn't seem to have even looked at Calcrix at this stage.
Coffee?
Okay, after you do that, he puts the sword up and waits for Calcrix to finish the ritual.
Right, so we've got a couple of minutes for that.
Steady.
I think a ritual takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
To put together a decent coffee ritual.
Yes.
And you don't always prepare everything quickly.
Yeah.
No, and
Good
for,
coffee takes time.
and for coffee to steep properly.
Well, especially when you're doing it as a whole line tax before you die.
There is that. But the thing is, once we have this water ritual complete, we'll have done all 5 performances at a heroic level, which is what is the point.
Hopefully, it'll be good.
Yeah.
Well,
this is the thing.
Pen pal.
Fighting against someone who is obviously someone we cannot beat. It's a heroic act.
What do you mean obviously cannot beat? I don't think any of the 3 that attacked him with weapons thought he could not be beaten.
Possibly not. But also,
It was offering the opportunity for him to starting to end. That was the only reason he was involved.
yeah. Well, diving into something that's obviously a major threat. On the other hand, anything that can look at you and tell you your and tell you your name,
You know, you do that to me.
yeah, or just speak into someone's head. Admittedly, I can sort of do a bit of that. It's pretty powerful.
Okay. So after you finish the ritual, you find yourself sitting in the same room as Dracnomir, as and the unconscious Lani, as Lull, and what appears to be a skeleton running into a door.
Was time going in the same for them as it was for us? Certainly, if it's been like 10 minutes or so, well, the skeleton only turned for 1 minute. But
It didn't seem to pass in the same manner.
happy with that, because I was going to say, because obviously, basically, the next round, Dracula was planning on looking at the relics and saying, hey, we'll get the stuff, any resurrection stuff amongst this lot. But then when Lani appeared, assuming Lani wasn't actually dead, I had to get away before that the blow landed.
I was gonna say I'm just unconscious on the ground. I'm not a skeleton.
Okay.
Skeleton.
Well, in that case, then Dracula will do some healing on Lani to at least get her standing upright again.
I don't know what any healing spells.
So depending on how much time that you've actually got, certainly, yeah. If it had a minute or so, or quite a minute yet, then Marty can be upright again at least.
It's been basically about a round or two. So it wasn't particularly long.
Okay. In which case then they probably arrive as Dracnimu is casting a spell over Liney to wake her up.
So Liney wakes up as you see everyone else appear in the room.
Everyone else?
Well, the rest of the party.
We're all there.
Everyone got a meeting.
Yeah, you're there as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's healing down from 0, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Don't actually count negative until you're going. That's the damage.
You only count negative if it reaches your maximum hit points negative.
Yeah.
And it has to be in the blow, not in multiple blows.
Yeah.
And then nice. 7. So Lonnie gets 10 hit points back. She's on 10. He's on 10.
Cool. Cool. So I wake up and I see the whole rest of the party around me is.
Except for
I was gonna say, is Calbrix and Lull still there?
Autolycus is a skeleton.
Autolycus is a skeleton.
And the skeleton. Is the skeleton still running into the wall?
Currently, yes.
And then I know I'm saying this multiple times, but I do see Calbrix and Lull. Do I see the warrior?
You don't see the warrior, but you do see the strange sword sitting in the throne.
Okay.
Bigger in the table is the dead, then the resurrection type relics amongst the stuff here, so
And you get
Dracnimu's going to have a look amongst and see if he can work out if there's anything that might bring Autolycus back.
And you have the feeling that you can pick up one of these items.
Yeah, well, I think we'll each be able to pick up the element for which we.
I know you think you can pick up one of these items.
Oh, just one.
Because they are relics,
Yeah.
and you must have succeeded at your challenge and allowing you to take one with you as a group as you leave.
So we have to figure out which relic to take with us.
Yes.
Which one we earned?
Which one you deem most appropriate.
Which one will help us in our fight?
And which of us is not carrying an artifact and therefore can carry a second one?
And it's a choice of the 5.
That leaves out, what, 3 of us, I think.
Okay, Dracnimu has an excellent artifact, unless the sword has become more powerful than he remembered it being.
No, I don't think it, even if it is more powerful, I don't think it's that powerful yet.
No, okay. But yes, well, in that case then, I'll rephrase that. Dracnimu was certainly looking for a resurrection type relic to use immediately, not necessarily take away, but I can also understand that if you find something, then it might be interpreted as, hey, that's the relic that's been chosen.
Yeah.
If you've got time to think, you realise, hang on, we've only got one option here, then it may well be at least taking more time to consider it.
So, I was just waiting, I was trying not to talk over people. So with the 5 items you see there, you see one of them seems to be the prayers and religious practices of the Nithian people.
Great mummies.
As in identifying all their gods and their religious beliefs.
This is lost knowledge.
But is it lost for good reason?
Well,
And will it help us against the master?
I was gonna say, isn't this is probably what the master maybe would
Maybe,
do.
yeah.
The stone with writing all over it seems to have 3 different languages on it. One language is the Nithian language, which you can't understand. Another one is the Draconic, and another one is in Giant.
Well, I can read Draconic.
And
I read that one.
There's
can you understand Giant and Draconic?
I can understand Draconic. I can learn Giant.
The archaeologist knows some Mythian.
Yes.
Dracnima's got both giant and draconic.
Okay, so the words for giant and draconic seem to say the same thing.
I have giant and a draconic as well.
And so presumably it could be used to translate and learn the language of Mythia.
Yes.
Presumably a Rosetta Stone.
But not if but not if you're a god.
But you do feel that you could write any word down on that and it will translate it.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3
You've got certainly 2 artifacts that Priest of Knowledge is definitely interested in, and I'm sure Lull's interested in, but I won't actually resurrect Autolycus yet.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the stone we don't need to take because I can copy it.
Well, it is a stone that you can change the words on.
Oh.
So it's literally a dictionary for the Mythian language.
Oh.
Or any language.
I draw.
As if it can translate the Mythian language, it means it's an artifact.
Yes.
Which nothing else can do.
Yes.
It may also be the source of the lack of knowledge of the Mythian language.
Because if it's all bound into this stone, no one else can know it. 1, I want it. 2, I can't have it. 3, one of the other ones is probably more important to what we're doing right now.
That's what we've got to figure out.
I know it's cool, but I can't have it.
Alright, what are the other...
Unless my sword wants to absorb it.
Okay.
I don't have an identify spell.
Ask if it's hungry.
We do.
So Calcrix does recognize the hourglass.
Time.
Storage of it can undo something.
Okay.
At the chance
Undo one thing or undo lots of things?
Well, generally, you only get to use it once, and you get to change one aspect of history.
Okay.
Oh.
Like the Master's existence?
You could,
Yeah.
but the thing is, something else will fill in his space.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you undo a death, someone else dies in its place.
Yeah.
But if you undo his choice to aim at godhood without removing him as a person,
Maybe.
Then potentially
It's more than likely someone will rise to with the same ambition though.
Someone else may choose to be the master, and that person was just...
yeah. But the thing is that it may be better as well. It's basically random.
You roll
If
the dice.
you work out, they'd effectively be the same.
In terms of things not to take, that's top on my list because it just comes with so many problems.
It's considered a cursed item amongst the dragon,
Yeah.
because no one who's ever used it has come out with a positive effect.
Oh.
Yeah.
The gods of time punish those who meddle.
Yeah, funny that it's not liking people interfering with their curfews.
So this is it's a time effect thing, but the god who's running it basically goes, I'm going to just screw up whatever you're doing.
Well, the gods of time didn't create it.
Oh.
That's the thing. Although certainly a Mythian attitude that made it, part of the reason why Mythia got eliminated. They
Because
grew too deep in their ditches.
technically, if it's an artifact, someone could say they wanted someone not to become a god.
Yeah. And have that on anybody.
Yes.
Yeah. That'd be bad.
Looking at the flail and the crook, if anything in here would have the power to bring back the dead, it would be those.
Yeah.
But they are made out of solid gold.
Bit weighty.
Well, and also evil.
And have you also
If you
considered
drag them up.
If you drag him over.
if you leave here, it might just reset me alive anyway?
And there's also the symbology in Atruaghin's people. Those two together has been a sign of a curse.
Mm-hmm. Probably leftover racial memory of Venetian influence.
We don't know anything more about them though.
No one's maintained knowledge of what they are.
So our contender seems to be the prayers and ways.
And then there's the sword.
Oh, okay, yep.
Seems to be made out of no metal you can understand. Doesn't seem to be made out of metal. And its surface seems to move.
Good question. Now that people other than Dracula here can actually communicate with anyone else. You had the feel upside
Technically, Dracula would be the only one you can communicate with because he actually opened up to the spirits right now.
And you actually said that Dracula could feel his presence somewhat, didn't he?
He could.
Alright, that's cool.
So do you want to reach out to talk to Dracula from a distance?
I'll try again, but you said I did it last time.
He was also in the middle of combat, of course.
Okay.
I was gonna say, and the fifth item
Sits
was
on the
the
couch.
giant sword, right?
So Dracula can hear Tollicus in the background. As if he's from a distance.
I will aim to heighten my spiritual senses and listen to and hopefully communicate.
Who it is, new body?
Oh yeah.
Is can Lull revivify? No. Okay, so
Not with his body blown off.
And not his body animated.
Yeah.
No, that's also true.
I
It's
mean,
got to be an actual just dead person.
And if you destroy the, if you defeat the undead body, you destroy the body.
Yeah.
You actually need a full-on resurrection or true.
Yep.
Actually, once you've been undead, it can be very hard to actually resurrect at all.
Yeah, that is correct. There is.
Yeah.
Certainly in previous editions of the certainly in previous ones.
Yeah. It depends how you're made dead again.
In 5th edition, when you defeat an undead, the body is destroyed. Turns to dust.
Yeah,
It's
which means then that raised dead would no longer work. Resurrection, does resurrection need a body?
needs part of the body.
Yeah, but I think there's something
Can
about
you do it with the dust?
there was something about if you become undead, it doesn't really affect all those spells.
Yes. It's got to resist against this, whatever made you undead. I think.
And Tollicus can feel a sort of tug to the afterlife.
it's in here somewhere, Martin.
I can feel the tug!
Martin, got a bind spell in here. I just can't quite. Here it is. Oh no, that's an oath. Okay. I thought I had an ability here.
What do you think, Dracula? What you got to do?
You want to bind his spirit or something?
No. I think I have an ability here as part of my Queen of Darkness connections that allows me power of entropy, sustaining skills. No. Oh, sure. I saw something in here that allows me to help with undead things.
I'm just looking at the actual spells and seeing whether or not
Sorry.
Dracula's knowledge and understanding of the situation actually gives any chance of returning.
If you
Wander around and
True resurrection of work.
They all require a dead creature or dead humanoid.
true resurrection doesn't, as long as you know the person's name.
True.
With the undead though, if you dispelled the magical effect that made it undead,
Once they become undead, they're no longer magical.
Calcrix,
then how do they move?
That's the
Okay, the spell effect is no longer
You
there.
can use true resurrection against a vampire. Well, it's alive.
Yes.
I just
So it takes you an hour to cast a spell.
So you have to target
prior to
down.
the Queen of Darkness.
Or distract him with a
Deals
wall
with
of
the
light.
undead for advice about how to my friend.
Okay. Okay, so
Yeah, it's basically true
Yeah,
resurrection or nothing.
Looking at it, yeah, true resurrection's the only one that might actually return you.
wish.
Wish is the equivalent of true resurrection.
True resurrection, they're both ninth level spells.
Kelsey.
I mean, on that side, you probably also might be off miracle maybe, but
Yeah, so. No, it's asking you to come to the light. What do you think?
I need one of those. No, I need 2 of those. Everyone needs 2 of those.
The only other thing I can think of is if you guys choose your artifact and leave,
He might actually just have not be actually dead.
Or could be actually dead. There's no point wasting an artifact choice.
There we are.
That might stop the master
You need to go
from
to
potentially trying to bring you back. We don't even know any of these items will actually do a true res.
We can also ask Adrian to get you back too.
certainly, based on Jack Nimmer's knowledge, he would be happy to help guide you on your pathway for the future.
Well, he's also
Into
died.
the afterworld, because as far as he's concerned, there's no way that you can possibly come back.
Well, you do know he's died in a shrine dedicated to people moving on to the afterlife.
Yeah.
The likelihood of him being able to leave here is very low.
Yeah, that's right. Kind of like from Jack Nimmer's perspective, it's, he will help you understand your situation and guide you on as which road with the
Unless
because,
you,
yeah, unfortunately, as a character, well, as realistically a player, unless there is an artifact that we can get hold of,
And in a way, his death would be probably what opens the doors to let you out.
True,
Yeah.
somebody had to
it
go.
allows the guardian to be left behind.
Because otherwise the Guardians would come after us.
Oh, look, I'll make the sacrifice for my colleagues.
No!
And I step into the next pit.
Um,
I'll step into the...
Okay, so you find yourself standing before the god of fire and the sun, Ixion himself. Woo! There's no one higher up on the pedestal in the sphere of energy than him. Very few people get the chance to see him in person.
From Jack Nimmer's perspective, it's still not as good as me to Atruaghin, obviously.
Because nothing is worth better than speaking Atruaghin to you. Well, the utmost respect, watch out.
It's been a blast.
yes, for a god of energy, that's a really good thing to say.
So what does Tolicus see as his afterlife? What does he perceive as his afterlife to be?
A whorehouse gambling establishment with free-flying alcohol.
Okay.
Sounds accurate.
He's a sailor, pretty much if you hit port. It's the ladies,
And guaranteed fair cards.
And the dice.
ladies, the dice.
Glad you
That's always
specified
the-
ladies there.
Huh?
Glad you specified ladies there. Gods do have senses of humour after all.
Yes. Yes. And preferably of what's the nation I'm from again? Okay. Yeah. Yes. But if the gods are actually choosing my afterlife, I don't think they'd do something as cruel as.
Oh, Ixion's not.
Depends what was he deserved.
The nicest of gods.
yeah, he can sometimes
He
be
is one of the harshest
fairly cruel.
gods out there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if it gets these guys out, you never know. See. So, which means potentially because personally sent me off to my afterlife, chances are they're not going to bring me back.
Unless they've got a reason to send you back.
Well, the god normally asks, do you want to go back?
Yeah.
He didn't, did
He
he?
didn't know. He was asking you about where you saw yourself.
Because unfortunately the temple I died in,
And you died in the temple that sends people off to the sphere of fire.
Yeah.
which I think is, my guess would be, it doesn't give you a choice.
Shame you couldn't ask them which
The
relic to
final
take.
choice
Tell us
is your
that.
soul gets consumed by the temple and becomes part of it.
Ugh.
And you have no afterlife. That they're the two things that happen in each of the areas. If you succeed and go on to the afterlife, or you fail and fuel the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably not pure.
Okay, so you find yourself on endless battlefield.
Lots of people are stabbed from behind.
That's one of the worst ones out of Polygus' mouth because nobody knew his afterlife.
But it is the future for it's the epic warrior afterlife.
So you're getting someone else's afterlife.
I'm a draft dodging coward!
You find yourself on an endless battlefield.
Where you get to do some character growth.
And you find that you've got the private markings of the army on you.
Oh, God.
You've
just been drafted.
Valhalla.
No, not recruited. You've been drafted to Valhalla.
And all you've got is a spear and a shield.
What a bunch of pricks.
Do we have?
And every time you close your eyes, you see that whorehouse. But every time you open them, you're in the battlefield.
Oh God.
Right, so fight with your eyes closed.
Solution? Lie down and close your eyes.
Yep.
You look dead.
He's going to curl up his head and go to sleep.
Hey, you're in the pub.
Okay, so going to the others, you see the doors at either side start to open again.
Do we notice what happens to Torgus?
You see that the skeletal remains at the top of the stairs, just turned to dust.
Right. You may also, you probably hear Dracnima talking to the air apparently, and basically providing last rites.
Yeah.
Lonnie will
Pick up stuff.
grab his
Cindy.
items that are left behind for proper at sea burial as well.
Can't leave until we choose a relic either. So
You've got a relic that is dedicated to being a warrior. You've got a relic that is dedicated to meddling with time. You've got a relic dedicated to meddling with thought, which is the translation. You've got one that is meddling with probably entropy would be definitely the religious aspect because they
Knowledge of Nithya.
knowledge has been removed from the world.
I was gonna say
We could screw the master up with something like that.
he would likely be trying to come after that.
Whereas the flail and the crook have unknown potential, considering you believe they were the symbol of office of the pharaoh.
Which Dracnima considers to be a symbol of curse.
And each of
That
the
would
items
be-
here carries some sort of major curse on them.
Yeah, and that would be meddling with power.
But,
we have
well,
to take
yeah.
one though.
Yes,
We
that's
are-
what
I would
that's
say,
what we
as
want.
much as the knowledge of Nithya
I was gonna say that's what Reggie
is something of curiosity and interest for a priest of knowledge,
Well, the knowledge is also the practices and beliefs of the people, which is being lost. But you do know exists in the hollow world, though in the hollow world they would be different to what's listed here.
yeah. But what I've got to say is the fact that, whilst that knowledge would certainly be of interest, there's a reason the gods decided that it was no longer valid, allowed in the world, and
Yeah.
destroyed Yalaran to make it happen. So
I was gonna say, so our
I would be steering away from that one.
would the gods strike us down for having this knowledge brought back into the world?
They can't know about it.
Yeah.
We can read that, but they can't.
Yeah.
As
They
long as we don't
can.
tell anybody.
Bedrin can know.
He can't.
He can't know either.
He's a god.
And obviously, Atruaghin will know.
Yeah. No.
Yes. This
He will know.
This is why Dracula left the room when you
Oh,
actually learned the secret knowledge.
Yeah. Yes.
Because he didn't want to screw you guys up by dumping this into his boss.
So,
He could make a pact to not tell his god.
sword is for being a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
The hourglass is time.
Yep.
The translation tablet is thought. We don't know.
You think either the flail or the
Staff or crook.
the sheaths of the
Yep.
religious practices. Either one of those is entropy or life.
Okay.
Right.
So we've got to figure out which one's entropy and which one's life.
That's
Considering that, and I'm just brainstorming here,
yeah.
Yeah.
that they lost water, which is the source of life,
Mm-hmm.
would it be the Pharaoh's tools that are life? Because the prayers of the Nithian people is this whole temple, which is dedicated to entropy and death.
Well, it's actually valid. Part of the power of a pharaoh is fertility of his land.
Yeah.
But also the prayers of the people are also life and death.
It would be the balance. Maybe the crook and the flame would be the balance of life and death, much
the
like
two
how
of
we
them,
had
yes.
entropy and birth in
Yeah.
the two segments.
Exactly.
Looking at
That's
this,
good, actually,
this
like-
cover all the religions, so you do know that some of the religions have continued
Mm-hmm.
in the region, not all of them.
Yeah.
So what was the question, Jeremy?
Actually, what's actually written on the stone right now?
On the stone itself is Autolycus's name.
Oh.
So, as written in Draconic, Giant, and presumably Nithian?
And presumably Nithian, yes.
Okay, that's not quite so useful then. I thought, hang on. Maybe we'll find out what was actually last written on the stone. We'll find it, might get something from it before we leave it behind.
Though it does say in the three languages that you can see on there, this is the translation stone.
Yeah.
Making you think you could probably also translate Black Morian.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you can do anything, you can do the
true.
Morian.
Yeah.
Presumably it can do anything.
Another language and people which have been obliterated from all history and knowledge by the gods.
Yeah. So it was just like another
Magic cannot read that.
extreme
Yeah.
forbidden one.
Yeah. Things like conquering languages all work.
Whereas you. Ooh.
Same thing with Nithian.
But will that be the same problem with cracking and delving yourself into the god saying, I've got this device that allows me to read you stuff you don't want us to read?
Well, no, that in itself, the device is not a problem, because the device is just a universal translator.
Yeah.
If we choose to translate stuff that gains us knowledge we shouldn't have,
Yes.
that's not ours. That's not the fault of the stone.
Whereas
Like
the
that book
pile
there.
of religious prayers is
Yes.
forbidden knowledge.
Ah, okay.
So it's the prayers that may have brought the downfall of the Nithian people.
That's right,
So,
that's right.
I'm trying to
Literally,
figure
yeah,
out-
the other one that's actually, the Nithian knowledge and understanding,
Yes.
that's literally the forbidden stuff.
Yeah. Which we should avoid, although I really want to read it.
Because I'm trying to think,
It's all
what
written
would the
in.
master be
I know,
after?
but I've got the stone.
And what would be the most useful to stopping him?
You know, that's the problem.
Because he's
Straight combat, I don't think straight combat's going to be useful.
no,
not the sword.
Not the sword. As much as I want the sword.
I
Not the
know.
sword.
And not the hourglass.
And not the hourglass.
And the
because I
question
think
is,
it's too much.
is you using the item what saves you, or is the master using the item what saves you?
Exactly.
And the other thing to consider also, that you guys know, but correct me if I'm wrong, is
Yeah.
you're not just actually against the master here,
Yeah.
you're also potentially looking at something that might help you against the conflict between the gods.
Yes.
Because if he gets a hold of the hourglass, he will likely try to use it in some way, and if the hourglass is cursed.
Especially if it's presented to him in a way that implies or says that he's not in fact cursed anymore.
Or, like, of course, like, he's way too smart to ever fall for the curse.
Yeah, I wouldn't push it too much, but
I don't know.
yeah, because
But, like, avoid that conversation entirely, but just be like, yeah, this hourglass can change one event from history.
It could also be whichever item you guys take
he's going to be the
is
useful.
the item that the master, when he comes here, can't get.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like, are we trying to stop him from getting one thing, or are we getting something with the idea that that's the thing he comes across in the future?
Considering that Gwyn
I-
is
If you want to keep it out of his hand,
goddess
it's the stone,
of
because that will allow
how
him to
critical
use
is
that.
the for insight?
Considering the way the Master's moving at the moment, and he started in the far west, and he's now on the western American, if he reaches this place, it doesn't matter what's left.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
He's wiped over everything on the way, so
yeah.
if he reaches Yalaro, he fall over anyway.
It depends on when he reaches Yalaro.
Yes.
The issue is if the elves get help first, then he would have to chase them to wherever they move to be able to finish things that way, and may have to seek another goal.
Yeah.
There's always more than one way to achieve a victory. It's just his easiest way now is to capture a tree of life.
Yeah. But if we can persuade him that something else is better,
Well, once he's denied the tree of life, he'll find something else.
that's true.
But for me, that still comes down to the idea that, okay, if he gets denied the tree of life in Elfheim, which is halfway to Yalaro, and so therefore he's got to go the rest of the way to Yalaro,
That's
and the known world as we know it, he's already dead.
Well, yes.
You ghostly advice from the afterlife of Telecus.
Going to Ariadne now, with Ariadne doing the insight roll.
Yep, so you want to
I'm
roll?
not getting quiet.
I was trying to.
Yeah.
But you can still talk. It's still fair to interject.
Is it possible for me to contract?
I don't know enough.
So that-
We should
Probably not in here.
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was hoping, but nah.
So it's insight.
Which is wisdom based, which you have.
Oh,
which
which I have a
is
skill.
+7.
So 24.
Okay, from the Queen of Darkness perspective, you would believe the meddling with time was provided to make people undo a choice that made them who they are, and pretty much screw over what they thought of as a mistake, and then basically undermine them completely. Each of the items here has a benefit and a drawback relating to that benefit that is very hard to see. So the ability to translate anything means that you might not be able to learn from that point onwards. Having gained the ability to use something other than yourself to do so can remove the ability for you to do so yourself in the future. The knowledge of the religions of Mythia may make you unable to follow anything else. So you are stuck to follow these things, and you believe that the entropic gods created these artifacts as a lesson to the people of Mythia before they fell, who did not follow.
Right.
So the sword may make you the ultimate hero to then never be remembered.
Okay.
So
They don't know who you are. They know things you've done, but they don't honor you.
the anti-long sword. Gotcha.
Okay, you're the nameless hero.
Yeah.
Nameless soldier.
So everyone knows that there's this mighty hero of legend. No one knows who it is.
Yeah.
So if they became a god, they are a god who has no followers, and they would stop becoming a god very quickly. The crook and
The sword.
flail would be basically the symbol of office, meaning once taken up, you become the office.
You no longer yourself.
Yeah.
So it sounds like if this guy wants to become a god, we want to pick the item that's going to
Anti-god sword.
Anti-god sword. Well, yeah.
That's putting it super simply, but that's what I picked
What
up.
happens to you guys? You get up and
I would actually be tempted to
That's
more go
things
for
like
the
the person
cook and flail on the idea that if you give him the sword, or if he gets hold of the sword, that still allows him to achieve his goal of godhood. He might be a nameless god,
Okay. So he
without followers,
here.
but he's actually still achieved his godhood.
Well, no.
If you choose an item, what happens if you say pick up the sword and that sword bonds with the person who picks it up?
That's the problem.
That's
You
why.
then can't give it to the master and you're now stuck with it.
Okay, if it was to be given to the master, then if you give him the crook and flail, then he's restricted to being an earthly ruler.
Yeah, the Pokemon would make him an earthly ruler than a source.
But there's a good chance that the
He's still be
village
half-off.
didn't be responsible for the welfare of everyone in the region.
Yeah, that's a bad
For
thought.
good or evil.
Yeah. And he would go evil because he's like that.
He's already.
But being if he's restricted to being a worldly leader, then he's likely to no longer have the power of being on an immortal path.
But if
Each
So therefore
one of
he
them
killed.
has a chance of also putting you on a
So,
path for immortality.
with the Mythian religious texts, which are dedicated to balance and entropy and all that other stuff, the anti-side of that would mean that you can't change.
Well, the anti-side of that would be you would then end up following the Mythian religion. Exclusively.
And would that mean you couldn't become a god?
You still could.
Okay, alright.
You would be an Nephian god, and the other ones would then splat you.
Well, there's a big
Well-
part of the gods are Mythian gods,
Okay, so
including Mazikeen.
Oh, that's true.
They spluttered the
Yes,
people.
it's
They
like
started
the
in
evil,
knowledge.
and the belief
Yeah.
has basically dissipated on the outer world.
Okay,
Yeah.
just hang on there.
Yeah, it's okay. You
What was the exact nature of our mission? Because was it actually 100% that there was definitely an item here that was going to save the king?
Well, your mission was to save the archaeologist, and the archaeologist believed that there was a item in here that would help you against the master.
So not necessarily, like it could have just been the archaeologist belief, not actually, it's not actually a fact.
Yeah.
That we need to take the thing. It wasn't Redrian or anything, it was the archaeologist who told us.
And the idea that it was a great cost to get in here meant that she believed it was something at artifact level in here.
Yeah.
And certainly the question did come up when we got the archaeologist out when she was still unconscious or effectively dead type stuff, that we did ask Redrian, and the implication from Redrian was not the outright statement, was, hey, it's still worth getting in there to find out what's there.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't necessarily
Like,
mean
Redrian was
that
certainly keen for it, and that's part of the reason why he sent the archaeologist.
No.
so
But if we find out one that might be of distinct use to Master, taking it with us, there are ways to carry artifacts without it bonding to you.
I
You can
wanna-
do that.
Since I don't know if I can continue it on, but as a part of getting this knowledge, I thank the Queen of Darkness and I ask her 2 more questions if she's able to answer them. One being, is it better for us to walk away and leave everything here? Is that a viable, sensible sort of decision I know it's from her biased perspective. And the other one is, if we were to take up an artifact, would it harm us to do so? Or would we need to take precautions? If she doesn't know the answer to those 2 questions, that's fine.
Okay, so the basic thing is every artifact is harmful. There is no artifact that is malevolent only. Wielding an artifact is dangerous.
Yeah.
Of any kind.
Yeah.
They all have the ability to destroy or harm mortals because the power inside them is not meant for mortals.
I was going to say these are god level items.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of the god's personal gear that they give to mortals of great status. Most of them don't remember that they're harmful to mortals.
Thus my other question, which was, should we walk away and leave these artifacts intact? And again, if she can't give me the answer, that's
I
fine.
guess the balancing point there
Heal and woe!
is that taking an item will change what you can do. Leaving the items means that you won't be able to come back.
Okay.
Because you've already come here and done this. And you're also reminded that there is a third option that you haven't thought of yet relating to Mazikeen.
Okay.
What's the staff of Mazikeen? The whole thing. Something about
That slot in the back of the throne, is that the right shape and size and so on for the staff of Mazikeen?
It is.
I could actually do a commune spell and ask Raphael about this, but in fact I could ask Mazikeen about it.
I'd say that's what we're doing.
Leaving
Yeah.
the staff of Mazikeen.
No, I can't.
It's just
Because
using
it's
that
part-
to commune with. It's part of the sword, isn't it?
Yes.
It's also part of Drazel's stuff.
Yes.
So he's
Like it's in
in past.
Yeah.
He was done like that on purpose.
Yes. Yeah.
Just a question here, guys.
Yeah.
Do we think they're likely to come up with an answer in the next 5 to 10 minutes? I'm feeling quite tired. And I'm thinking that it's potentially something that can be thought about over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm starting to, because
Yeah.
we're starting to go around a bit in circles.
Well,
I think-
that's why I thought about doing a commune.
I think the commune with Mazikeen's a good idea.
So we can put it on hold for the next session,
Yeah.
and we can find out what happens with Jeff and his new character or his old character, depending. There is options for Autolycus to come back.
I was trying to think about what options I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause-
And of course, if he doesn't come back, we'll all be interested in what equipment we've managed to pick up.
Yeah.
I'll make a list for you.
Reincarnated.
You're reincarnated as a monk.
Well, he might go, if he does come back, going, well, I really want to start following a different ideal now.
Well,
Let's gambling.
the thing is now also, I've actually got a bit better idea about the world as well. So
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I'll be able to actually make a more less generic character and more.
Something about what you want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be good. So I guess our page was like, which one do we take? Is it this one? Is it this one? They're all cursed. Wait a minute. The staff of Mazikeen. Dun dun dun. All look around. Fade to black. Done.
And then you realize that
Pretty
the
much.
archaeologists in Druzzle had been in the room the whole time, just that they weren't there when you were dealing with the mummy.
Yeah.
They're talking with each
Yeah,
other.
they're
like,
Well, Druzzle's been busily drawing pictures,
Yeah.
and the archaeologist has been making points to the pictures.
nice. He's like, no, it's actually shaped like this.
And obviously, typical Draggle will pick up anything that's not left for amongst Autolycus equipment.
Well, there's a good chance he already has all Autolycus' equipment. He has a habit of doing that.
Hand out to whoever needs it.
Who remembers he has it?
Yes. Well,
He really gives it to those who need it. It's more who remembers he has it.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. He has
Yeah,
it.
okay, so
Certainly, Dracula, we covered quite a number of items from Dracula, not because he needs them or use them, but because they were truly good.
Yes. Yes. I have looked a couple of times at the list of things that Basil's carrying. It's a really long list.
He covers two
Anyway.
rooms.
Oh yeah.
Thanks very much, guys.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
We'll catch you guys next fortnight, okay?
Yes.
If not beforehand.
Good night, Jeremy.
And yeah, catch you tomorrow night, Martin.
Catch you tomorrow night.
Yes.
Have a good night, all.
Night.
I'm going to be healed before the bite.